my friends were amazed because I was going down a hill, got speed wobbles. So it was like, oh shit.
No, it was 3 inches from my
shit, right? So I jumped.
That was the most important thing.
Running
Care
as
about my
fast as I
artery.
could. Took about 3 steps. Went head
I've
over
got
heel.
2 arteries.
And came back up on my feet running.
Yeah,
With
thank you. I'd rather die with my dick in
I
chest.
couldn't run fast enough to
Thank you.
keep
So
on
you
my feet.
understand.
I understood.
Because I was sitting down when I did it, so like the thing's like right here, so it was not that far from the junk.
Like,
I gotta say, most men would rather bleed out in 3 seconds than lose their dick.
Right.
when I still,
You hear that, Twitch?
halfway
It's true.
to
Sorry.
I was working for a
I mean, we can take a poll.
and one of the jobs that they had me doing
Technically,
was
if
working on the
you
grinder.
that is taking a poll.
I've been following all
Oh.
the
Nick and
following
George.
transgender
They
stuff.
get back.
On
The-
I would
the
love
face.
to say
got
that.
one, the weightlifter.
I actually
almost
lost the
six
tips
or whatever. It was like
the
3 people
front
competing.
2 teeth.
It's like it's
And
transgender. That
Stitch
basically,
here, stitch
as
here.
a man would have lifted
They said
like
if it had
number
been a
50
half a
or 60,
centimeter
like,
more,
on the
I would have had to
weightlifting
get
range,
root
but,
canals done on
you know, in that
the
competition, won.
Instead, I
Okay,
just got the
okay.
veneers.
You can keep your record and your title, so you got to keep that or lop off your junk. You know, so make it to where you're.
Oh,
either one
your
or the
junk
other.
has nothing to do with
Junk
your
has nothing
strength.
to
That's so fucking.
No, it's well, actually,
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No,
The testicles.
it's the
It's your strength.
testosterone that you
Right.
that
Which
you
is your
got while
balls.
you were developing.
Yeah.
Which is your balls.
But I want to make sure that they're actually transgender.
No, I mean I
There's
can.
a pre-op and post-op.
I'd even do
There's
without
a
my
lot of
balls,
them that
but not my
basically
dick.
still are.
You can put 2 super
And
One
balls
could
in
argue
there.
that marriage is one way of proving lopped off nuts versus,
I'm pretty sure I'm Jason.
as I heard the Carla's evil cackling laughter on the way.
Let's
around.
see. Every
Pretty
one
sure
of your
Carla has-
characters gets the pet thing. Yeah.
You know, we emptied it out, but
And
she
all
pulled
the,
out that eye, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad. We ended up making sure that one was empty first.
See, I would definitely have
Or
to
the one-
roll.
There was the
I
one.
just so wanted to kill the gentleman. I just so wanted to get him. I hated him so much.
There was the one.
That was his point.
You could have given me that, man.
There was the one from the storyboards ball that we opened up or we emptied it out, and there were like
Babies.
children's bodies.
Yeah, I still remember that.
skeletons.
The sacrifices.
All the sacrifices.
Babies in there. Oh my gosh.
I
And
mean,
you opened it out in the town square.
no.
No, it was like in our room,
In
in an inn.
Skeletons. I wanted to just actually. He wanted to just dump it on the window.
Get rid of these fucking things. What do we got? They're holding
Well,
up.
yeah, Tobias was very forward thinking when it came to risk.
Like, we're not just dumping children's skeletons out the window.
The funnest thing I think I did in that game. Okay, well, one of the ones was
Crash your
when
flagship.
all the zombies were attacking,
Oh, and the out.
and I threw the fire,
Yeah.
and I got burned too, but we made it out of there.
Well, you ended up blowing up something.
And
by
we blew
mistake, too. Like
and
one
then-
of the ships blew up.
The other one was where,
Gaming problems, even in like Tuesday game where you burned up a brothel.
yeah.
We
Well,
did that on purpose.
we made an alliance with the pirates to go get the treasure that we left on the island.
Yeah, and then he turns them
And
in.
then I turned
the end
them
of it.
into the Navy and said, "You might catch their fleet leaving this island if you hurry. I want half the treasure," because they wanted more than half. Remember?
Yeah.
And I said, "No." The minute they made that deal with me, I'm like, "Okay, you guys are fucking me. So you're done. You just don't know it yet."
Yes.
And then you laughed your ass off when I did it.
Pretty funny.
You're like, "Are you gonna? Oh my god, you're gonna
Betrayal.
betray him?"
Betrayal. Betrayal.
Yes, I am.
Betrayal.
Mutiny.
I've got some information. I got some.
So,
Okay.
rule clarification.
Okay.
Circle advancement resets all your resources.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
yay.
I found the line I've been looking for.
I had a feeling.
So my
I wasn't sure.
Thursday group had their circle advancement this week, and we found the little blurb in the rules that allows that to reset
That's not
the
the drive,
resources.
though. Is
Huh?
it the drive?
No, in the circle, not your
Oh,
character.
God damn it.
So all your stitch, refresh, and training refreshes every circle advancement.
Oh, that's so great.
I wasn't going to eat it, but it was just sitting there staring at me the whole time.
That's usually what food does.
Mm-hmm.
It stares at you and then it says, eat me.
Mm-hmm.
If your food talks to you, you might want to think of a different kind of treatment.
Well, I mean, I talked to my food.
She eats her sleep.
I can't remember if I
He is
had one.
saying if you're
Well,
talks
so-
back to you.
I talked to their offspring. I like my chicken.
Oh, I talk to the pig every day, even though we don't get to eat it. I like slather it with like rendering fat increasement. I gave it magical boots of fat increasement and bacon.
You start
Ba-
On what game?
I think we should. Oh, I know what we should.
marinating them with teriyaki.
You know what we should call
Are you
the
gonna slaughter 'em?
piglets when they're born.
You are?
Bacon bits?
No, well, no, they're gonna get sold as pets. It doesn't make sense to because they're pot bellies.
Oh,
You
oh.
don't get enough meat off of a.
Why'd she shake her head? Yes, they're gonna.
Because if
they're
they
gonna
don't
slaughter
sell, we're
'em.
eating them.
Well, yeah, they don't sell one. We should call them. We shouldn't name them. We should just call them bacon bits.
That's a name.
No, they're all bacon bits.
But it's a
Just
So if
stamp them
there's
with a
6
number.
piglets, it's bacon bits. And
Just-
let the.
Just give them numbers. That's all you do. Number them.
You want to check the audio for me, babe, just in case?
but bacon bits is a very adorable name.
Isn't it? It's great.
My wife raised.
Satisfies all my concerns.
My wife raised stuff
Cracklins.
like cows and
Or
goats
cracklins.
and
Yeah, you could call them cracklins.
I had a client who named theirs pork chop.
That's very straight to the point. Ooh, audio sounds good.
they had.
I
They-
think
She always went inside,
That
put
touching
headphones
that
on, and
cord
put
is what was
music on when
causing
the
it.
slaughter guy
That was the
came
only
and
thing I've been
slaughtered
able
the
to trace
cows and
to.
stuff.
Do you want
That's
me to
that.
touch it and see? It's better.
It's
No,
hard.
I'm happy with it
Probably
working.
catch
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
If
So-
you're practical.
Resource management.
Yes. What do we want to? Who's got bodies?
Did you
brains,
reset it all?
leads? Yes.
Yes.
Reset it all.
Reset
Because
it.
I reset it at all.
Where'd you reset it?
I'm sorry, I keep going.
Why are all those other ones?
Already.
Okay, so yours are backwards. The ones that you're supposed to have as
Oh.
what you have it as, and then they're supposed to be full. And then you erase the top part when you use it. Yours backwards. So, but that's okay. You can use yours backwards as long as you know how you do it. That is all that matters.
Well, no, the
Well, they do it backwards to me. I always
The-
lock it in when I use it.
no, you're supposed to do it that way.
Well, they go the opposite.
See, what I do is I fill it in and erase them as I use them.
Which is what the rules said to do.
Did it really?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was you filled it in as you used it and then erased it as you recovered it
Yeah, that's
for
what I
resource
do.
management.
That's what I do.
Okay, then.
Because
You have
the-
to-
so
Their
the-
own.
The
You have
bottom,
little
see the
bars on
bottom
feet
bar.
is
the-
the ones that you actually have.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
I
bottom
am really
squares.
thinking this is the difference between the modifier and the stat. Which one's on top?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so here's the thing. In your character sheet,
Yes.
if you're a face magician, you have 3 nerve that is pre-filled in.
Yeah,
As you use them, you fill in the square.
yeah, that's what I do.
That way, when you do resource management,
You
you
erase-
erase the ones that you use.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to work. Because if we weren't using pre-filled characters, you'd be correct.
Because there's 3 squares
Because
that are
these are
max.
pre-generated, they're
And
pre-filled.
The squares are
Have
filled
the
in.
top parts pre-filled in because then they
Because the
don't
bottom part is
No.
already pre-filled.
No,
Yeah,
see,
bottom part
What
is
I'm saying
pre-filled.
is to use them. They
This
put-
is your max. You put the little
Right.
darken them in,
That's
and
how I
then
was doing it in the beginning,
Okay.
and then you were going through the rules and saying that it was different, and so I'd switched. But
No, I was
They
referring to the
can't-
resource, the circle page.
right,
The circle
can't
page treats them
have
differently,
it-
not the character.
they can't have it filled out on the top or on on the so the bottom doesn't change, but they can't have the top filled out because then you wouldn't be able to erase it.
I use pencil.
They erase.
No,
If they came pre-filled out on the top, you wouldn't be able to erase it.
I understand, but they pre-fill out the bottom because that is what you start with.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because
Okay.
some people don't have, like, I start with 3 of each drive. Some people start with like 6 of one drive and maybe.
Yeah, so
So,
they
for
got
example, the weird occultist has no nerve.
Underneath cunning, in drives on this little piece of paper, it says fill in both sections, top and bottom, of all the drives your character has at character
Correct.
creation.
That
When you use them, only erase the top section.
Ta-da!
okay, yeah. So yeah, we've been doing it wrong.
I haven't. I've been doing it that way the whole time.
But I think either way is sufficient.
Yeah, whatever makes you
Either way
happy.
works.
That is what I said.
No, it's not what you said.
It is
You
what I said.
angrily
He was
stated that
talking
everyone
about
else is wrong, and you're
what
right.
He was talking about. He was doing it
You
wrong.
also talked about cutting off penises, so
You
clearly
talked about
there's
I
an
don't
agenda.
like-
There's a
I don't like the whole vibe that's going on over here. I feel like she hasn't got her bag of holding and she's only holding it against me.
There's a way
Can
that
you
it's
please
recommended.
just give her one?
I think
They
she's
don't
still-
exist in this game. Can you just give her one?
I think she's still bitter about the astral age being destroyed.
But you threw dynamite and blew up the astral. It was already wrecked.
You could have brought back the pieces.
Not anymore.
No more pieces for you.
You guys didn't hear
Ross-
about it after game, but Jason totally heard about it after game.
Yeah.
Roscoe Dynamite Doyle took care of it.
Roscoe Dynamite Doyle.
Yeah.
RDD.
Yeah.
You gotta change all the monogram pals to
I-
RDD.
No, it's just my nickname.
All right, resource management. Resource management.
All right. who
Burn your
has-
points.
who
Burn.
needs-
Oh my god, that's adorable.
What?
Is it a little tiny kettle?
Technically, it's a DP thing. It's like
Little
from
pot.
the little pot.
Who needs
That's adorable. A
Uh,
little rice pot, little rice cooker.
I need a
Because it's got
stitch and
the,
brain.
It's supposed to be for the soybean, basically.
Does it take
When
all
they're-
brain away?
Soy paste.
Or just one.
It looks like a honey pot.
I need one body. It does look like a
Except it's completely the wrong color.
No, I don't
And-
I don't want to keep it like
and it
that.
has Asian writing on it. So otherwise, yeah,
No,
just like one.
Exactly like
It's just like mine.
You make it so much easier than it needs to be.
We have a list that has
How many more games do we have to play?
one.
See?
He wants to kill his character.
I don't want to kill my character. I just said
He just wants to have that option to have a heroic
He wants a
escape.
second scar because he's not taking his stitch. He's got 3 brain. He's not taking his stitch. He wants that second scar.
Well, I actually want the one that undoes your drives and resistance.
Okay, that's a
Yeah, that's what I'd like.
That's the one that I want.
That's a refresh.
refresh.
Yeah, that's the one I would like.
Take a refresh.
How many do we have?
I will take a
7.
refresh.
You know what? I'll take one too. I don't necessarily need it too much because I only have 1 resistance spent, but I don't have any drive in my other areas.
Stupid fucking hat's gonna drive me nuts all night.
Because you see it in the game.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
I wore
You
the
got-
hat just so that my
I
mom
know.
wouldn't drive me
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah,
Now,
which is
when you
fine,
lean-
except
when
your
you lean
horrible
forward.
posture is the problem.
When you lean
Like
forward,
I'm looking at everybody else, and it doesn't work.
Well,
It doesn't
I have
happen with
proof.
anybody else.
I probably
The
would
problem
have to-
is you just got a lazy man's fucking posture. You're
No,
just lazy.
I got a tired man's posture.
Same
because I
thing.
work all day.
You know
I've
what's funny?
noticed that, like, when I get in the car in the morning,
Yeah,
and
you
I
slouch like a sloth.
No, I'm actually my mirror position is different than at the end of the day because I'm like,
So
well,
I got to get him one of those traction belts that Stephanie uses, and just make him sit upright. Because you're right, you're totally slouched.
You know what's
You're
super
completely
funny?
slouched.
The reason you put him there the first time was because you said that he came in and he didn't stuff.
Originally, he used to not lean in. His new management job has
You guys
ruined
got
his posture.
any plates to get rid of?
Yeah,
No.
your management job has ruined your posture. That's what it is. It's not the table. It's not the camera. It's not the tilt of the earth.
It's your spinal cord.
It's your spinal cord's erosion due to your management responsibilities.
We were in the other room.
Who has one?
I could use a
So funny,
I
my,
got- I
my
got-
older brother's got
Tree body.
stenosis.
So.
It's kind of
I
hereditary.
have only one
What's
brain in my body.
stenosis?
He likes to
They're stenographers.
That's
They have spinal
scoliosis.
stenography.
Curvature of the spine.
It's
scoliosis.
Ah.
yeah, it's curvature of the spine, and he actually had that surgery.
You have that, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, she's got like 25 genetic.
It's
like
like one.
You haven't
it's
straightened that
like
out
a,
yet?
A common thing. They like get it.
well, it's a common thing when royal families inbreed for sure. So
I think they can.
It's like the hills have eyes over there, huh?
I totally pissed off Gwen because I did that with Braille last night. Braille had her mom on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, you didn't get a lot of those Celtic genes. You got a lot of those thin-blooded, inbred English genes. Unfortunately, that's why you keep getting sick. Stone cold silence.
Yeah, you're not
And
making
Braille
any
just
points.
looks at me with like that Cyclops look. I'm like, it seems possible.
Yeah, mine's more from heavy labor. Picking stuff up, carrying it. Bad posture because you're carrying stuff.
I mean, the fact that you refer to Carla as heavy labor is kind of fucked up, bro.
Well,
Stop
There
with
is
the witch
that.
cackles. Gonna make me go pee.
Hey, as long as she's happy.
Luckily, I sprayed this fabric resistant stuff on my chair. So
Bring the candy here.
2 peas in one shot. There.
Have everyone that should be
You know
scared
what
of
the
peeing.
best part about playing this game is? I don't need it.
Those dice are awesome. I'm goblin brain. Rolling dice is amazing.
Goblin
Well,
brain.
you probably roll more d6s in this game than you roll single dices
Just add
playing
two
like
trays.
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah, and
Well,
we're all,
that's you have a giant purple stack.
too bad we're
Here's
going to
trophy.
all D12 and all D6 games.
Yeah, Daggerheart's a D12 game.
Really?
So-
Yeah, it's D12.
Not
Yeah.
to say you should
I
get
like
like
the D20 though.
you should get like a
Eh.
Donkey Kong sticker.
Unfortunately, no one can make
and
other
make it look
D20
like the
systems
other-
because
yeah.
D20 systems are copyrighted. So,
Pathfinder
Hey,
and
you
D&D.
trade.
well, Pathfinder
It's
uses
like
an
different
open
levels.
license, and D&D technically has an open license. But the reason why people
This
don't want
smells
to
like
write
the inside of
D20
a
games
Halloween.
because they don't want to compete with Pathfinder.
Too big.
They would, yeah, they'd rather just try to come up with something more unique and
What's
just
going on,
carve
man?
out a niche.
I didn't put any more in this week.
So,
What the
I
hell?
am trying to get a Walking Dead table open right now. So
What are you
I've been
doing?
reading the rules, and I love Walking Dead more.
I'm so scared of zombies.
Are
You have no
you?
idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'd be perfect.
Like-
bring mine
like-
on.
Fear.
I
Fear
is the animus that
It
I
is-
feed upon.
I don't know what it is about specifically the undead, like zombies and mummies. Like something about that type of undead, it bothers me. It's the unintelligent.
See,
undead.
zombies, like
Rabid, rainy.
the variations of the zombie world, I love. Right, the fast ones, the smart ones, the kind of
The fat ones that explode.
yeah,
Oh,
from
jeez.
Left 4 Dead, this Left 4 Dead game series. Love that. When I used to play, like, it'd be 2:00 in the morning. I'd be either drunk or high
All
as fuck.
dark.
All
and
dark around me, and I'm playing Left 4 Dead 2. That fucking one that shoots the tongue at you. And if you don't have a friendly NPC with you,
You're dead.
you're just slowly suffocating and dying looking up this thing. And I'm just like, so
You're-
cool.
So lucky you do not have understood. You haven't played. Left
No,
4 Dead
I
game.
haven't.
Oh, Left 4 Dead's amazing.
Oh,
Best
Our
zombie game ever created.
our
By far.
our-
Best pinnacle game ever.
best cosplay that we ever got really amazing things for was we went to the premiere of Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Abraham Lincoln, the zombie killer. That's a good one.
Well, it,
Vampire
Undead
killer.
Hunter.
come
or
to find out that the cast was actually
Vampire Hunter.
Yeah,
Good one.
the cast was actually there,
Oh, cool.
and they were signing, things. And our total fangirl moment was Matt Smith was there,
Oh, wow.
and it was like he looked over at us and he goes, "I want them on my team," because she had made these bone.
So I had a
things,
bone
and
in
we were
back
covered
of
in latex,
maggot coming out. I had the whole work.
So
Well, I was still able to move. Chat
and
and
we were in our, and we
That's
were
a lot of work,
we were
man.
in our Ren Fair garb.
No?
I can do it again. I can do
Oh
it.
god, it was so easy. It's basically Elmer's glue, Caro syrup, and
I want to get the Zombie Side board game We should all dress up like zombies and play at the table.
No.
Do that for Halloween. That'd be
That'd
fun.
be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I'll be down at
Well,
Esco
the day-
for Halloween.
It's the day before Halloween, though.
Well, Halloween month.
Okay.
We can pick a day. I mean, face it.
I mean, we
Most
play
people
off
celebrate
other
Halloween
nights.
But yeah.
all month long.
Halloween's
so
my birthday.
Either-
Woo!
that
Everybody
explains
celebrate.
a lot.
What was even more epic because they were doing this whole
Every cast member got to pick one zombie out of the
out of the
horde of
group.
zombies that was there.
And as we were, because we just basically joined the general line,
Hmm.
and the promoter of the event saw us standing in the line. She goes, "Hell no!" And she put us up in the VIP area.
Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
That is why you cosplay for everybody.
Awesome.
Matt Smith, I was happy.
Oh
You-
yeah.
You got that by Matt Smith?
I got picked by Matt Smith.
That's pretty
because
cool.
Each of the cast members got to choose.
He's one of the doctors, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
yeah.
a 11th
I'm not a
Doctor.
big fanboy of actors in general, so I don't always know their names.
He's done a lot of other things.
He didn't try to push up on you?
There was a particular famous person that tried to push up on me one time, but it was not in a way that I felt okay with. So it was when I used to work.
How was Kevin
downtown.
Spacey?
No. no. Due to
Was he
reasons-
gentle?
Hey, he was acquitted.
Yes,
was
I know.
acquitted.
I know.
He was acquitted.
But he said he was, yeah, but he did admit that he was an aggressive flirter. So if that means, oh, sounds like, sorry,
I don't
I'm an
think that's
aggressive flirter.
I don't think that's
Would you
what that is.
rather Kevin Spacey or Weinstein?
Oh, I take Spacey in a heartbeat.
I can defend myself against him. I can't defend myself against Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a sweaty, hefty bag full of Jello laying on you.
It's like, who are we talking about? And why?
And let's restart the game. We've gone dark, people. We're sorry.
We
It
got
happens.
dark.
It gets dark
So-
quick around here.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Well, back at the range. So, it was an interesting session last time.
Did you finish all of them? Yeah, he just pulled all of the
Tootsie Rolls out?
Rolls out.
Now what am I going to do?
There's Tootsie Roll Pops.
No,
There's the fruity versions of Tootsie Rolls.
Just eat those sugar babies.
By the way, Tootsie Rolls are basically just chocolate taffy, right?
Yeah.
That's all that is. Okay.
It's like the cheap
I just don't know
chocolate, too.
why-
Don't tell me that.
It is.
Shush.
It's like the cheap chocolate too, the kind
The
that's not
watermelon
really
taffy
chocolate.
is really good.
I love you.
So, after making the discovery
Can
of
you
some
play
strange
characters?
ceremony going on at the Obsidian Eye
Yeah.
Chapel at the asylum, the team beat a hot retreat, but got another opportunity to investigate the ruins this time. Realizing that maybe going to the source of where all this began may offer up opportunities as well as information. However, reading the newspaper, we made some discoveries. Jasper's body was recovered from the seashore, as well as one of Roscoe's contacts was also recovered from the seashore. As these two contacts turned up, no, not Roscoe's contact,
Yeah.
Axum was recovered.
Yeah, Axum's dead, and so was my.
And so was your
Yeah, O'Malley.
O'Malley was recovered as well. As it would seem, all the leaks generating some of the insights and information of the team have been dealt with at this point. Realizing that you guys were running a little bit blind, you decided to take a trip out to the mountains, out to the Bridle. Once out there, you discovered where the ruin was located on some indigenous lands that had obviously been procured by the Bradley Construction Company, and they had done some excavation there. However, it seemed that they left in a hurry. Found the well that was used to kind of go down and search about the place.
I forgot that Roscoe got disarmed.
Well, this
He lost an hand,
Left the hand.
he lost a hand. There was that.
and she helped with that. Or
That's true. That's true.
between my doctoring and her mechanical skills, our powers combined.
Oh yeah,
Ah!
yeah. When you stayed at the Mechanicus estate, out her hunting lodge, you were practicing with a new light machine gun that you were gifted by the Eons. Unfortunately, it jammed and exploded in your hands and blew off one of your hands.
At least it wasn't the
So
car.
does that mean that Nero quite literally dodged the bullet?
Literally, yeah. Literally.
Vanilla sucks.
Getting down into the excavation site, you discovered that the astral lathe had been torn apart or destroyed, as well as dozens of other small gelatinous creatures with tentacles and brain-like protrusions, as well as lacking eyes. They seem to be very sensitive to sound, were discovered. You guys fled the scene after a stick of dynamite was thrown into the main chamber with the astral lathe. Team fled up the well, capturing one of the gelatinous creatures in the process. Takes you back to the estate. It is a week later since the occurrence. After submitting the creature for the eons to make their investigations and to try to decipher it, you guys use this week to kind of recover from your injuries and wounds, perfecting the new hand that Roscoe is learning to teach himself with. But per usual, as you're downstairs enjoying your morning breakfast, tea, and accompaniments, a package is delivered along with a newspaper. The Daily Gazette is on the doorstep, as well as a package from the Eons, where within the package it is a dossier of information regarding both the astral lathe and the study of the creature that you've brought back to the Obscura to take a look at. This morning.
You done with the funnies? Hold the paper.
You're not smart. You're not an idiot. There's a difference.
I enjoy the funnies.
While she's doing this, I'm playing rock, paper, scissors with his hand in a jar.
His little pickle jar with his hand. He's over
Just
there.
down there.
Why is it always paper? It's just so easy to win. All I gotta do is just use scissors all the time, and I beat paper. You watch as they have floats for a moment.
I use my sense to make that and go, what?
Who's my magician, by the way? Do I have a magician in this one? Nero does. You're the magician this time? I'll say with that recent interaction that you were having with by the way, did all the resource management get handled out? We're good on that?
Nobody else wanted anything, right?
Well, as much as I want to get rid of the one body and one brain, I only have one body and one brain. So
I have one of each.
that's what I'm saying.
So how many refreshes did you guys burn?
3.
How many stitches did you burn?
1.
I mean, if you have plenty of stitches.
Yeah, guys. Come on. Who wants one more?
Is this the last game we're playing?
No, we have one more game.
We got one more after this.
Okay, so we have plenty of
All right,
resources
fine.
if we all get broken.
So that takes her on my body.
But you're halfway to another advancement, aren't you?
You're halfway.
Use
Hello?
it. Use it before we lose it.
And a milestone recovers it anyways. So you're a quarter of the way to a milestone, I think.
Milestone recovers
Wow.
one.
I think
One
you
of
did
each,
one.
yes. One of each or one of either
Just
or?
one.
Just one? Okay.
Salad, do you need one? You look like you need one.
I use the refresh.
I will be
Besides
getting
that,
myself
yeah.
into that package and
You gotta
using
go
all
with
the
that
resources.
famous line from the replacement. Yeah. Chicks dig scars and glory lasts forever.
Mhm.
Temporary.
Pain is fleeting.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that argue that pain is
Glory is
constant.
forever.
but-
Pain is temporary. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
That is true.
Sounds like something you read on a wall 400 years ago. So
Bathroom wall.
Some things are
a
universal.
Roman bathroom wall.
Some things last forever.
So it's morning. The dossier of the astral lathe and the creature that was recovered is on the kitchen table, along with the local paper. What are you guys doing?
There's
I'm
no
gonna
note on this
cruise
thing.
over the dossier.
In the dossier, you said?
The dossier is on the table in 2 parts. One that is the research information related to the astral lathe, and the other one related to the creature that you recovered.
The astral lathe. Remind me what exactly that is.
It is a device that is often used as a ceremony to predict planetary alignment.
What am I more curious about?
I'm actually.
I help you find a flare.
I'm gonna. That way, if my hand reacts to it, because it responds if there's still legally in it.
They didn't give us the statue. They just gave us the research.
Okay.
I don't think the research is going to.
I think I'm going to look into the one on the creature specifically.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a focus as you begin to read through that dossier. Anybody else?
And
Oh,
I will do.
I'd like to read it as well on the creature.
Okay. Give me a focus.
I will do on the
No.
Give me a focus.
Oh, I haven't read this one yet.
I'll read the
That's a
paper.
3.
3,
4.
4. Okay.
Nobody's-
You're gonna read the paper.
Ooh.
Give me a focus as you read through the paper.
on
Well,
my
I'm trying
on
to
my
read through this.
Ghelfi.
I'm
Nice.
like, stop
Do you have any
doing
drive you need to get back?
This distracted me.
Perfect.
Would you get there, Roscoe?
It's distracting me this much.
3. Okay. The dossier regarding the creature is somewhat convoluted, filled with bio and like organic chemistry results in detail. It's almost as if they're not entirely sure what it was. It does seem to be made up of what they call coal ash. So there might be a connection to the fact that at some point coal was harvested from that area, and that maybe the Eons believe that maybe an incursion related to a coal mine might be in order, and maybe this was an old coal mine. The creatures themselves, they refer to them as shadow mites. These are creatures that have been seen before. They've come through thinnings, and they tend to form around caverns, old mines, and places of ceremony within those caverns and old mines.
This is specifically the statue creature.
No, the little brain creatures.
The brain creatures.
Yeah. The astrolabe, however, there's a lot of detail because it's a ceremonial device. It is considered old-farian, so it is at least 400 or 500 years old. It is believed to be a device that seers would use to determine the alignment of planets and therefore be able to locate thinnings. Now, the context of what we know so far, there's a summary for the astrolabe with that 6. There's a summary within the dossier. In relation to the possession of the doll, as well as the attempt at the ceremony of the coin of Caligo and how they were utilizing the construction workers as a way to test ceremonies. The summary of the astrolabe dossier speaks as if this organization is probably related specifically to the Obsidian Eye. They're probably made up of people of influence. More importantly, they're attempting to identify a ceremony for a specific purpose.
There's all the things that I discovered in my understanding while we were at the budgets, and I was going over my research before we went in. There's all the things that I kind of pieced together already.
Yeah, and the dossier kind of confirms that idea. The one unknown factor is that when you turned in the information regarding the Hargrove daughter is now said to be back to normal.
Yeah, I wanted to actually look into her when we got back. Now,
Okay. The newspaper is surprisingly absent of anything of interest. It feels like a normal day's reporting. There is a new report, or there's a new Gazette manager, since the family hasn't sorted out who the owner is. A individual that goes by the name of Hank Tillison is now in charge of the Gazette. The original one was Jasper Quill,
he died,
but his body was found in the seashore.
and he was killed.
So the
Under-
Gazette is now being
over the
run
narrative.
by an individual that goes by the name of Hank Tillison.
He was.
First time you guys have heard the name. Jasper Cole was the old Gazette owner. The family hasn't sorted out the ownership factors, so they've hired Hank Tillison to run the Gazette. That's about the only thing noteworthy in the news in the Gazette at this point.
I'm gonna go.
And there's nothing noteworthy in the Gazette, and it has a new manager.
I'm gonna go
And
over
the
there.
previous ones again, I would say that
Previous one had lots of noteworthy things.
Someone smells fishy.
I want to go talk to maybe one of the crime reporters over there that I know that maybe I've met on various crime scenes back in the old days.
Okay.
And like take them out for a drink for lunch and ask them, hey man, like what's going on with the paper? Like,
So just for clarification, the Gazette, this Hank Tillman would have given us the one yesterday or whatever, the last one as well, because it said that so and so had died in that one,
That would have been a week ago.
and that would be the same one that they said that the daughter was fine and dandy and walking around just fine.
But there was, and also there was a lot of unidentified bodies.
Mm-hmm.
From the construction site related to the house that you guys had found that strange animated statue, but as soon as you took it away from what you thought was a thinning, it no longer was animated.
must have got
So
close to
it's
some
very
kind of
possible that
investigation
Cover
and,
was one of the first
taken
ones
care
that
they're
this new
reporting too
guy
much.
had put out. So the fact
Reporting
that
too much
she
of the
is
truth.
fine might not be true.
Well, keep in mind, the last time you remember seeing her, she was on a stretcher being taken into the Obsidian Eye Chapel for a ceremony.
That we tried to stop.
Yeah, we tried to stop.
And failed miserably.
And that was our, like,
Oh, I wonder if
I got
one
bit by a
day
snake.
sent in someone with
Yeah.
my application.
I added too much seed powder.
So you remember a crime reporter over at the Gazette that goes by the name of Steve Janssen? And that would be your contact if you choose to seek him out.
Yeah.
Anybody else that want to do anything with their time?
Like I said, I want to.
The new owner of the
Hank Tillison.
I would like to invite him to tea.
Okay. Anybody else?
I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm kind of wondering.
At your estate, though, not the.
Yeah, at my estate.
Okay.
Um,
Come into our chapter house, please. We want to do
It's
this.
probably the enemy. You know that,
Get
right?
to know your enemy, though.
Yeah, to know you. I don't want them to know us. They probably
What are
already
you
know
doing,
all
Darryl?
about us.
I was wondering if it was possible to maybe sit in on one of Dr. Tricia's lectures at the college.
The
The daughter of the Harbors.
so you're gonna go see if she's back working.
I don't know
Okay.
how it works at the college.
Yeah.
If you could like just pay a fee, or if you could just sit in on a.
usually you can audit a class. But sitting in on them without paying for the class.
So you kind of go through some of the local schedules available about the college, and
Oh.
sure enough, you find out that she is speaking in one of the morning lectures, and you head off towards the college. Are you going by yourself, or are you taking anyone with you?
I mentioned it to the group. Does anybody want to come along, or
Sounds
anybody that's
fun.
not
What do
going
you
to
have to
piss
do
them
to
off?
make to use a bleaching tape?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why do you look
Piss
at
off
me?
everybody.
I mean, but what do you have to
was
do?
having a knock.
Use it?
Don't piss off people. I merely blow them up. There's a difference.
I just need to make a call. I'll go with this.
Who
I'd
you
like
calling?
to call Monkey Montgomery.
Oh, Montgomery.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the head of your lightkeeper.
Yeah,
Um,
totally not the flirt.
You call him up.
Putting it under duress.
Yes, hello. Giggy, yes, what can I do for
That's
you?
your eyes up.
I didn't even know you guys could tell just from the call. How
Well,
do
you
you
see,
know it
when
was
your
me?
hump is on one side, it muffles the call. When your hump's on the other side, it high pitches the call. When your hump is not involved, it's a normal voice, I think.
You pay that much attention to me?
No, I
I'm
don't.
touched.
You are
It's
touched.
too-
That's the problem.
Have you been able to use that application by chance? To see any-
I have some of my best forgers on it right now. There is an individual that we are working with. Don't plan on sharing his name. He prefers his anonymity.
Wait,
But
you made it a male? But I'm female.
yeah, there are ways we can alter that. It's not a big deal.
Great to know I appear.
There's just
It's the cloak.
it's like an awkward silence. As are we really talking about this?
I knew you had a crush on me.
We all know he loves me. Everyone's okay.
Okay, he just doesn't know it
Good
yet.
to know. Everybody else knows it, but just not him. Okay, thanks. Just wondering.
Okay. So you're sending out a invite to Mr. Tillison.
As a congratulations.
Go ahead and give me a sway as you do that. Roscoe, you're looking to seek out Janssen.
Yeah, I'll kind of
I'll be
like
accompanying.
I'll hang out like the bar
You're
across
gonna
the
go
street
there,
from the.
Six.
I'll hang out from like the bar across the street from the newspaper where the all
They
all the
are.
news guys go to have their
Yeah,
lunch and
two
stuff.
sixes in a row.
And then catch him there. I don't want to
On
be
Gilded or not?
seeing him at
Okay.
the actual.
So you're gonna head down to the Varnish, maybe see if
No, I
he's
have no
hanging out at one of the
idea.
typical.
Yeah, hang it.
He's a reporter, so he's
Yeah.
probably more of a mid-tier bar.
Okay.
You find him at the Moonshot at this point.
Okay.
As you come into the bar, you can see him sitting at a booth. He's got a half bottle of whiskey that's been mostly drunk. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
I got him just at the right time.
There's maybe 3 or 4 other people here. The bartender sees you come in, raises an eyebrow, recognizing you as one of your kind of more informational contacts about finding people.
Mhm.
And he just kind of goes like that over to you at the booth
Mm,
and goes back to kind of cleaning and wiping down the bar that he was on.
yeah.
Very pungent smell in the air as you just kind of slide into the booth right across from Janssen.
Hey,
Oh, shit.
Stevie, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Roscoe.
Drinking your breakfast, huh?
Pulls up his writings and kind of says, it's been a week. It's been
Yeah.
a week. What
Well-
pleasure owed to what now?
To my presence.
Sure.
Well, what's going on with the newspaper, man?
Well,
Doesn't look like you guys are reporting anything.
here's the thing. Word's out on the street on you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
The last person supposedly that O'Malley spoke to was you. And they took his body out of the river or out of the sea. I was following up a story on Mr. Axum. And I have some notes that you spoke to him as well. Before we carry on this conversation any further, are you killing your people, man? Before we have this chit chat about why I'm drunk first thing in the morning after everything that's been going on, I figure if you're gonna kill me, I might as well make it so they can find me before I rot in the ocean.
As much as I wanted to kill that little slimy bastard Axum, I didn't. I was looking for him. I wanted to question him on because he betrayed me, but found out he was already dead. But when I started looking for him, and then the guy asked about something else.
I
He ended
understand,
up
but here's the
disappearing.
thing. When I talked to Axum, he mentioned you about being at a dinner party.
Mhm.
So I followed up that lead with Mr. Jasper, who, by the way, cold slab over at Station 421. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
You might want to be careful out there, Roscoe.
And somebody took a shot at me. So,
But you might have some investigators on your trail too. Personally, I don't think you did it because you're not that sloppy.
yeah, you would have never found the bodies if I did it.
That's not reassuring. Sure, okay. Just
Hey, I get it. Somebody's after me. I know. Somebody took a shot at me. My friends are all dying, but you're not one of my known associates. So that's why I'm
and then
coming to
they
you.
put that piece of shit Tillison in control of the paper.
Yeah, now you
What?
guys don't report nothing.
Well, it's not quite. He made the claim that he's going to shake up the newsroom and put people in new positions, and he hired a whole new staff. He, you know who that fucker's girlfriend is?
Mm-mm.
Hargrove. What's her name? The one that was like supposedly sick for like a
Oh.
couple weeks.
Okay.
And suddenly she's back to work. Tillison's in charge. The shit's just gone crazy. I don't know any of these people anymore. And And rumor has it, he takes another drink and refills it. Rumor has it that, you know, there's something going on. I don't know. I heard that some of my contacts talked about a break-in over at the asylum.
Possibly.
The destruction of some ancient burial grounds over out in the Bridleborn Mountains.
Could be happening.
There's Stuart talking while he's talking. What's a good one for this?
No, I'm just telling him that he's
No, give me a hide on this one.
Okay.
Because you're hiding your intent.
Yeah, like just give me a quick hide, just so you can.
Okay.
He has an idea of your
Repeating
body.
this.
6.
6. You're really good at this. Anyways, I don't know why, but I don't know why he addressed it to me. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know why I'm giving you this.
You giving me Quill's notes?
Yeah.
He
So
sent it
like
to
he
you?
reaches underneath and he pulls out a very kind of like well-worn leather briefcase, you know, that's all buckles, not snaps or anything modern. It's like a good old fashioned, like worn briefcase. I don't know what Quill was working on, but he mentions something called the Obscura in his notes. Everywhere I go and I try to ask about that name, I've either been threatened, ignored, or nearly put in a straitjacket. I don't know what Mr. Quill had stumbled on, but he stumbled on something.
Well, what do they got you doing over there now?
Oh, I'm doing family pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, dogs, cats. This idiotic company called Tic Tac puts out these horrible stories. They're 30-second pieces. Rot your brain. They're pretty stupid. They don't really do anything.
Mhm.
But I gotta go follow up on them and take pictures. We do have the new cameras that we're using now. I nearly blew myself up in the process. But yeah, take a lot of artwork and sketches of cats and animals and families doing stupid shit. You know, for short attention span people.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, still the bottle. Do your job.
It's almost gone. I'm out
Hey.
to finish it. Then I'll.
Listen, I grab it and swill it. Filling the shit off. I go.
That's
Keep yourself. Hey,
really good
Steve.
whiskey.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
I slap him a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Keep yourself alive. Do your stupid Tic Tac pieces. All right.
okay.
Don't trifle.
And give me some time, buddy. You'll be back on the crime beat in no time.
All right. I'm telling you, man, something's going on.
And we didn't talk.
Something's
See you
going on.
later.
You grab the briefcase and head out the door.
Yeah.
You get a reply to your.
I take 3
request.
taxis back.
Dear Lady Mechanicus, as much as I appreciate the offer, I'm far too consumed at the Gazette to be able to come and see you. However, I would gladly receive you here and offer you tea and sandwiches in lieu of my ability to come and see you. Yours courteously, Mr. Tillerson, Gazette Manager.
I'm not going to reply to that one.
How rude.
No, it was like a lady would never go into a place of business.
You should send him your regards.
Yeah, I
Wait
was
a minute. We went into the
Asylum?
No, we went into but that's
the
different.
county office. County records.
How,
That's
yeah.
a business.
Because it's the
Okay.
public
yeah,
service.
that's a
If I get
public
home
service,
alive,
That's not a business.
Then I'll,
You're making your way home by cabbie.
3 different cabs,
Okay.
going through buildings.
What are you two
Out the
doing? Because
back.
Nero and Gigi went to go and see the lecture
I'm driving.
that Natasha have. They have the
Probably a
car.
good thing.
So what do you
I'm
two?
practicing with my saber
Going to
because
call
I
my
have to make
father.
sure that my bullseye scar on my back doesn't pull from the stab.
You're so weird. No wonder I love you. You can give me a control to practice for an hour.
Control, it's been straight.
Give me a control for starters.
No, I have no control.
I understand. Now give me a move. 6. Now give me a strike. 5.
And it's on
You
my-
managed to finally perfect a new ability that you've been using. You call it repose. It allows you to counter strikes that come at you or people who attack you. So you now have an extra D6 and a special ability called repose.
I'm not going to try anything like that because I need my other hand.
Elizabeth,
But we have the
what are you
technology.
doing
And
with
it
your...
counters-
I think
Morning
I just
activity.
discovered the bag of holy
So basically,
things.
whenever you're being attacked, you can use the special ability repose, which gives you an extra D6.
counters attack.
You get an extra D6 on your move.
I would like to call my father instead of walking into a place of business. My father would be a doctor like myself, probably a senior staff member. So
What last name does your family go by?
Mason. So
Mason?
he'd be senior doctor Mason.
Okay. We'll call him
James
Strom. His name is Dr. Strom Mason. Where he keeps his practice over in the shrivel line, the heart of the ascendancy, which is the religious community. There's the periphery, the primacy, and the ascendancy, the trifecta of which the three of these make up the governing body of Newfaire. But he keeps his doctor's office in the shrivel line, where the ascendancy is mostly located. A lot of churches, a lot of places of worship, and a lot of religious buildings and structures where Newfairean kind of doctrine is kind of imposed and written for purposes of either hopefully being brought into law or challenging existing laws through their kind of influence within the triumvirate.
That is on my mother's
I'm gonna
hand.
have to
So you
disagree.
said, are you heading towards his office?
I'm going to give a call first to see if he's busy.
He is not a fan of phones.
Yeah.
He only sees people personally.
All right. I will go see my father.
Okay. The
Would
two
you
of
like
you
some
pull up in front of the
company?
college.
Before we get out,
Yeah.
If you want to
rules
fix
kind of
in
like
the
the brother
busy
sister rule
family,
where
and my
we show up together, but we don't know each other. So
I'm going to accompany her.
To your father's?
Yeah,
Okay.
she wants
Since you got your note and don't intend to go into the Gazette office, the two of you arrive. Because Giggy has become a bit paranoid about pursuit and concerns, give me a survey, Giggy, as you kind of look around, stepping out of the car, watching Nero get out of the passenger seat of the car. 5. Mixed success on the high end. Not an immediate notice of anything out of the ordinary. The busy campus. People are coming and going out of the different campus buildings, the different main registration halls. It looks like a pretty common crowd. And from the parking lot, it feels like there's nothing out of the ordinary.
I was gonna say, just another curious thing. It's like because we did see the girl on the bed, right? The daughter.
But she
Yeah, we
didn't
saw
see
her.
us.
At the when you snuck into her room during the party, yes.
I'm not saying I would be more suspicious because she said was she a blonde or what did she look like?
But
She
she's
was-
talking about when they were bringing her in the asylum.
Yeah.
Okay, so her physical characteristics would be known by both the newspaper and the limited time that you saw her. She's tall. She also has sandy blonde hair that she purposely keeps short. It's kind of a rebellious style of haircut. It's bobbed, and she tends to wear more masculine clothing than feminine clothing.
because I was wondering, it's like, would I be more
Green
suspicious of, like, I don't think I would have really, I don't think I was really paying attention to her anything during that situation, but I feel like I'd be more suspicious of blondes because of the whole situation. That because you said I'm paranoid, so yeah. If there's like any blondes around, I'd be like, no, let's just get past this. We can do this.
So as the two of you find the nearby lecture postings, you find which room she's in. It's pretty crowded. You have to open the door and push your way through crowds of people that have built up near the back of the lecture hall, up back towards looking down to where she is. It's very much like an amphitheater style, but just not the size. There's benches and rows. There's maybe well over 100 people in here with crowds in the back. On the chalkboard, she has written what looks to be a sketched out version of the excavation site. And she seems to be talking to the crowd when the two of you come in. So, as I was saying in regards to my absence, I had discovered what appeared to be a pocket of methane down in the excavation site, which unfortunately rendered me unconscious due to a breathing issue I was having. I've always been notoriously weak when it comes to breathing, but I am always seeking treatment from Dr. Mason as best as the family physician can apply to me. Recently, I've regained my composure and my health, and I am happy here to be giving the lectures once again. Now, today we are going to discuss Unakoa legends and mythos of Unakoa. The Unakoa believed in a great deal of many things. They had a specific fondness for the moon. They believed that anything that existed in the shadow of a moon was something to be revered as spiritual or magical in nature. Now, this has prompted many opportunities of relic study and understanding of the indigenous forms that once lived outside of both the original Old Fair, that eventually would become habitable Old Fair and eventually the modern Newfaire as we know it today. Now, we know for a fact that the shamanistic attitudes of the Unakoa were ones that found themselves very much towards either visions or the belief, and she adjusts her glasses and looks around, or the moment she looks up into the crowd and sees the two of you and her.
Oh no, wait, I was gonna say I'm in the far. I want to be in the far back towards like the shadow area, and then I don't be really seeing.
Well, so since you weren't specific right away, but you were, you can give me a hide and see if she would notice you.
Oh, well, that was 5, but it rolled. Yes, a 5.
5? Mixed success on the high end. She halts at you. Almost like there's a brief moment where she thinks she recognizes you, but then she just quickly raises her head, shakes her head. Anyways, where was I? Oh, Unakoa and their fixation on shadows and visions and moon. They were a particular indigenous people that found things related to the moon as things related to the spirit world. They believed that a spirit would travel once your body passed on, would travel from you and make their way up to the moon. Many of their ceremonial dances were dances that were prescribed to believe that you could then penetrate the spirit world and speak with your ancestors. There have been many different ways. One of my initial attempts at finding devices that they used in order to be able to do this, and then there's a moment she like, sorry, I get lightheaded. You hear in your brain, I don't know why you look familiar to me, but I would appreciate you lingering around after lecture. I can speak to you. And it's her voice, but in your head. She doesn't really look up at you when it happens, but as she stands up, it's almost as if she used it as a distraction. And she looks up to see you and then kind of like goes back and finishes her lecture. Soon you stay in the shadows and people filter out around you out the lecture hall. Pretty soon it's you in the shadows. She hasn't noticed you yet. And then you kind of mid-tier in one of the benches.
I'll feel
That's
look
not
stupid
creepy
doing this,
at
but I'm
all.
gonna be kind of like behind the chair. It's just kind of the hood's on, so that way I stay more in the dark. I'm just like,
It's kind of like a rogue rolling a natural one on stealth. It doesn't look obvious
it doesn't
at all.
Look sus at all.
Well, that's why I was like, thank God I'm wearing a little dark, and I was just like, because
You
I
can't see me.
Oh yes, I'm invisible. That's what I am right now.
You notice that as she packs up her briefcase, sets it aside, she wipes at something, and there's a little spot of blood on her finger when she wipes at her nosebleed. I'm assuming you've never tried before, Mr. Nero.
Have you tried what?
I want you to close your eyes and think of something incredibly personal about me. And say it with your mind. Give me a sense, please.
She is
I don't know why.
Well, what?
It's a funny French that comes to mind. Rutabaga.
You need me to give you a sense? Can I give
Was
you a
he the
sense?
one
I'll go ahead
who
and
saved
take
her
a
from the dolls?
Is this high risk or
yes.
what are we?
We are no
Uh,
longer
I
doing
don't-
high,
I-
medium, and low.
Side
What happened?
We've
Oh,
played enough rounds. We've played enough chapters.
You know how to play by now.
Take one more. I don't feel safe about this. Take one more round.
she's a person of interest, and you are trusting her with her eyes.
Dab
Your eye sounds like my first game. Anyway.
All right, so none of them are good. Wow.
Oh my God.
4.
A 4?
Two
Yeah,
fours.
all that. 2 4s. But
You feel the blood in your nose begin to pour down across your lip. You manage to vocalize a single word, pain, in your mind. And she hears it, and you hear her reply. You need more practice. Take a bleed, please.
was I right? Wearing pink underwear?
Oh.
You said something extremely personal.
It's not personal. I don't wear underwear. Anyways, and you know, like she's wearing an explorer's outfit. Like she's wearing trousers, a leather jacket, like a khaki t-shirt, like a khaki shirt, and a belt. And her briefcase is more of like a messenger bag than it is a traditional briefcase. I don't know why, but you seem familiar to me. I've seen you before, haven't I? You were in my room some time ago. And there was
That'd just be
something.
weird if I was in your room. That would make me like a stalker or something like that.
It
Not that
would,
type of
except I
person.
don't think you meant me any harm specifically.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
shit.
no. No shit.
Blood
What the hell
goes
was that?
everywhere.
Excuse me, you in the shadow. Would you mind stepping out, please? Friend of yours?
I like to think that as she steps from the shadow, her moves.
Yeah.
First thing I left him is just the hump. It's just
What's her first name?
Natasha.
Natasha.
Natasha Hargrove.
Natasha.
Natasha or Trisha.
Oh, sorry, Tricia. Dr. Tricia Hargrove.
Trisha.
Anyways, perhaps it was a bad training. I apologize, but you seem very interested in my lecture, but I don't believe you're a student of mine.
No, I'm just curious about your recovery, and that not very many people come back from a nearly catatonic state. And
Methane gas, this new discovery, I guess. Is all the roar, setting up all the conversations in the science community. This new gas, they claim this is what overtook my senses and caused
How do
me.
you feel about dolls?
Were you shouting this in the auditorium?
You say that to her?
How do you feel about dolls?
I don't have a particular feeling about dolls.
You really
I want to
did.
do a read on her
Yeah.
body language.
Yeah, you can do a read if Giggy says that to her.
Distract her a little bit.
4 again.
Or
4's all night.
yeah, I mean, no
Is that your
real
gilded note?
result. She's very hard to read. She's being very kind of stiff and non-responsive, not really triggered by Gigi's statement. She's very well composed.
Demon. Nothing.
Anyways, you watch as she starts playing with something at her neck. What is it that I can do for you specifically? I don't recognize you, but I think I do. You're not my student. You have a strange person with you. And you seem interested in my lecture.
I'm interested in all the obscure arts, just trying to gain a better understanding.
Why would you use that word?
Obscure? Because it's something that's kind of a mystery. It piques my interest. I find the stuff that can't be easily explained far more interesting than the mundane.
Interesting. I find your statement intriguing. Would you like to join me for lunch, perhaps?
We'll probably do that.
My car's out front.
Is the necklace that she's trickling with, does it look good? Did she take it out or is she just playing with the chain?
You can give me a survey.
Okay.
If you notice. Yeah.
High risk.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Or is it?
Hey, Table of Horrors. Thanks for the raid. Sorry, I was in character. Thank you. Gilded 6.
Gilded 6.
Okay, so as she leaves arm in arm with Nero, the angle she hits as they're walking out with the intent of going towards her car, you recognize the obsidian eye idolatry. You recognize that.
I thought it was like
We
the
just
locket
did
that
that
we
last
destroyed. Look, I know, but there could be another one. Wait, do I know about it? Did anyone talk about the obsidian eye? Do I know about them?
No,
No.
I'm just kidding.
That would be
No,
more.
I think it was
No,
Roscoe
no.
filled you guys in on
Yeah,
the
I filled you guys in about that.
Yeah.
Told you guys all about it.
From when I
And it's an interesting thing for you to see around her neck because you don't ever remember seeing her have that either when she was comatose in her bed or on the stretcher. It feels newly acquired. Definitely feels
After some,
newly acquired.
there's some ritual in that chapel. And
Glad you're not there.
I know. all I hear is.
Pigeons at the window.
Shut it
Really?
down.
The two of you arrive at the. It is a funny name that I think about it. I get your point.
Patricia?
No, at the shrivel line. Shrivel line. The word shrivel in general is just fucking hysterical.
It's right up there with moist.
Massachusetts. So you guys take the cabbie to the shrivel line to Dr. Mason's office. It is a little 2-story kind of brown brick place where he lives down below with and then he's got the reception area and then he practices up above. As you come in, the receptionist sees you. Oh, Elizabeth, hello. Good to see you. Your father's actually upstairs enjoying his lunch. Would you like me to announce that you're here?
I would love that. Me and my
Actually, there's a tray up there. Your father mentioned he was expecting you with us today. I don't know if you are the ones he was expecting, but he seemed insistent on it.
It would be very much like my father.
But anyways, I will let him know that you're here. And
He
she
talked
heads
to
upstairs. There's a brief knock.
She wants some strip candy.
Like a mumble back and forth. And as she comes back down at the top of the stairs is your father. A very bombastic individual. Huge, like lamb chop beards that protrude out, handlebars that come out, but no mustache. It's very, very thin pate of hair, but he wears like a strange kind of derby on top of it. But he's always wearing his white coat that he prefers to wear, but it's always over like mismatched clothes. Like it's either a blue shirt and pink trousers or green shirt and orange trousers. He never really cares about how he dresses, and it looks like maybe he's a bit of a like
He's a fob.
not quite
Eccentric.
a fob, but a very eccentric gentleman. He
Or
goes,
color.
"Oh,
I can-
Elizabeth,
Ah,
please, come, let us speak."
ah, mwah, mwah, mwah.
Oh my, you bring
My
you bring Lady Mechanicus with you.
I do. You remember
He is well known to our community. But it is a good afternoon indeed. Please, both of you, up to the. I have a cot of tea. You weren't quite what I was expecting, but this will do just nicely. Please come in and join me for lunch.
You were expecting someone else? I was so sure that you just knew that I was coming.
Oh, should yell at her dad. I just.
Are you out of money?
No, no.
Oh,
I'm
so
quite-
good to hear. Are you still blowing things up?
The less you know, the better.
I had some interesting patients here in the last 2 weeks. Some of it looked like your work.
Oh,
Chemical
Papa.
burns do not come by people in normal circumstances.
Papa, you know me.
I
You know
don't
me.
want to understand what you do. That is up to you.
You know what I do.
I try not
All
to
the more
because
reason that you should not be involved.
Indeed, I
anyways, please come upstairs. Let us talk. Kind of like brings you into a clutter orgasm. It is
Looks like my office.
the most, no, this is way better. This is a neatly organized hoarder of documentation, just documentation. While he has posters up of anatomy and study, everywhere neatly stacked are hundreds of well-groomed and kind of well-positioned. He literally has to go over to the two chairs, lift up stacks of documents and set them neatly here, or set them neatly over here, and please sit down and we can. What?
You were expecting company and you weren't already
I know. Anyways, what brings the two of you to my humble offices?
Before we get down to business, how's Mama?
She is fine. She is on vacation in the Tata grass at our small estate out there. Of course, it's summer. She does not like the heat. Not the fact.
No.
She gets that rash that makes her look like roast beef, and I cannot stand to look at that. So I send her to the house out in Tata grass.
It is
Better for our relationship.
It's better
that
for
way.
her constitution.
I don't know what pooping has to do with it, but it's fine.
You should send her to the sea. It's so much better. for the skin.
No, not with the bodies they've been pulling out of that lately. I'd rather she not be exposed to such news.
Speaking of news, have you been reading the papers?
I have been reading the papers. Why do you bring this up now? It wouldn't happen to be because of that bastard Tillison being at the helm now, would it?
I don't know much about him myself, but I do know that the papers seem
Light on information lately?
indeed.
Hmm.
The last thing I caught was a lady who had been quite bedridden, miraculously.
The Hargrove
Yeah.
daughter. Yes, I have seen her since her miraculous recovery.
Did you see her before?
No, I did not. The family physician that they were using previously no longer wished to treat or see her, so they brought her to me after she had begun to recover. I did my normal examinations, and she seemed quite fine. I'm not entirely sure why she was not well.
Who was her original position?
Unfortunately, that is information I'm unable to share.
Oh, Papa.
Give me a sway. Daughter eyes. Those dopey, doughy daughter eyes.
I'm going to spend one of my drives.
I will assist you.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
understand each other.
So for those of you watching, when we used to play in the first 4 chapters, I would guide them a little bit on the risk of dice rolls. We are no longer doing that because they've got enough chapters under their belt that now everything is whatever it is based on what they do. Whether it's high or low risk, it's up to them.
2 5s.
2 5s. As much as I would enjoy just tell their name, I can tell you this much. Their office is practiced within the silver slip. They have a distinct relationship with the primacy. So much so, I do not feel comfortable mentioning their name.
More to your benefit, I'm sure.
What about a
People,
possible description?
We're family forwarding. Let me tell you.
You're so funny.
What did you
Pigeon hits the window pane. What happened to that stupid pigeon?
Yep. That's exactly what happens to that poor pigeon.
Know this: the primacy is not an organization I wish to dabble with. Had I known ahead of time, I probably would not have taken her case. But now I merely treat her for a mild case of what we call asthma. She has difficulty breathing at best, and I treat her for it, of course. Our solutions are not as advanced as I'd like them to be, but we continue to pursue ways to make it easier for such individuals to breathe when they have difficulty. Although I did find it interesting in her records, she had never had a case of asthma in her life. Suddenly now it seems to dominate her very existence.
a strange thing indeed. From my understanding of talking to some colleagues at the libraries, she had been away from the field for some time, months, if I
And
recall.
she was plagued with all kinds of health conditions before.
Mm-hmm.
That is not in her records. I don't know what to tell you. Other than what they put in front of me in her files and what they have told me during my interview process with her, she seems quite healthy. Strange scarring on the neck, but other than that, she seems fine with the exception of the breathing difficulties related to asthma. I would guess the silica sand and other ash and dust that she deals with as an archaeologist is probably taking its toll on her. Not too dissimilar than black lung that miners might get over a period of time, although she's only been a practicing archaeologist for maybe about 10 years now. So I am a little surprised that it would be so quick in overtaking her health.
Rainbow cats.
Perhaps there should be some sort of quarantine on the site that she had been excavating. Perhaps
If I were to do that for every hole they dig or pound of coal or iron that they mine, this city would be desolate.
But you said so yourself that what they are mining or what they are excavating is form of water from the black hill.
Give me a sway on this one.
High risk.
You're just going to say that every time I do that now, aren't you?
So make everybody think twice.
Everything is hard.
That's 2 5s again.
You didn't hear this from me, but one of my chemical analysis of her lung tissue. There's a particular mine in the 9 Irons. It is owned by the Bradley Company. It matched to one of their abandoned mines that were closed down some 2 or 3 years ago. When I confronted the Hargrove family about this, they seemed very upset that I had somehow figured something out that was of shame to them, and they refused to acknowledge my findings and said I must be wrong, and that to leave it at that. Interestingly enough, I had a brand new car the following day. But needless to say, I dropped the subject.
You had a brand new car.
Clearly they wanted to buy me off.
Are you driving that car?
Oh no, I sold it. You know I don't like to drive, I walk.
I wouldn't want you to.
Interestingly enough, 2 days later, something about an exploding car down by the seashore. Interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I give him
The
another.
Hargroves are not to be fucked with.
No.
They are difficult people. They have fingers and many, 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 many pies.
And they are doing things that I will not tell you that I have seen.
I do not want to know, because if I don't know it, I do not put myself at risk. But I tell you this much, young lady, that if you and your friends are pursuing the Hargroves in any manner, carry a gun. And do not trust them under any circumstances.
I'm like checking. Yes.
Never ever go to lunch with one.
Too late.
He's got a gun though.
So they're gone. They're gone. You return back to the house to find Alexandria still at the breakfast table, rereading the funnies over and over again.
I was practicing with my saber.
And practicing
And then
in
I
the
went
front
back
yard.
to the funny.
She's just wearing her halter and like really, really short shorts. And she's out front just kind of spending her hour workout by the time you
I
roll
forget
in.
all about my information I just gathered.
Just stare.
Just watch her.
I get this
Rapier.
this weird image in my head that you're doing both at the same time, and you have like
Okay.
the funnies at the bottom. Of the you're reading and laughing while you're trying to.
Come on,
write down.
Roscoe. Let's get
After I
some.
finished reading the funnies,
Second
the
the
funnies get wrapped around like posts, and I'm practicing that.
So you're reading
And
them.
I'm
one.
trying to
Mommy and her
section
friend need to
each
talk.
of the comics out before you get to the strings.
So you come back to find Alexandria practicing out front in the heat of the day.
Come on, I got some information. Come on inside and get a lemonade. I got some information. No, don't wipe the sweat off. Let me get a drink first.
Grab my towel and I'm blocking. Just looking at you strangely. Throw it over my shoulder, probably.
All right, I'm gonna check out his. I'll tell you everything that happens here.
Yeah, like he brings you up to date the date with the entire conversation you had with Steven.
Right,
Okay.
and I got Quill's briefcase, so we're gonna look at it.
Briefcase.
Yeah, he was investigating something that they
He
didn't
sent
like.
this to Steve.
Yeah,
You dump out the contents onto
Okay.
the breakfast table. It's disconcerting. It's personal writings for everybody in the house.
He was.
It appears
what did they say about me?
like from your aspect of your old job,
Uh-huh.
he has been hiring private investigators to follow a slew of people.
Quill.
Quill was, yes.
Okay.
Including all of you, the Hargroves, the Bradleys, the leadership of the library. It is some of the most extensive investigative work that you've ever read.
I'm impressed.
As you comb through the material,
I get all the dirt on these guys so I can Hold
well,
them against
and here's where it gets
or
interesting.
be good friends.
As you comb through the material,
Uh-huh.
none of it's true. It is the worst kind of paranoia being written out on paper that you've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
There is
Secret
Is it
organization.
fake?
It feels like the writings.
It's a plant.
No, it feels like the writings of a lunatic.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm good with that.
Not even that. It feels like the writing of a lunatic.
Okay, yeah.
And as
That's
you
so
search
fascinating.
through the documentation,
Just keep saying
Like
all
dark-
work and no
dark
play
boy
makes
makes
Jack.
Jack- yeah, Jack and oh boy.
Is there anything in there that has a kernel of truth?
You can give me, both can give me a focus, or one of
I
you
read.
can, and help each other. It's up to you.
Oh, I suck at
I
focus.
have no drive.
I have no drive or anything on focus.
No, I'm not there, but you guys probably
Ah.
well hats on.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, you comb and you comb and you
Take
comb.
Four.
Nothing. Like it really feels like somebody who is in isolation writing some of the most lunacy kind of.
So does it
detail.
even look like he didn't even have investigators? The investigators themselves were made up?
Yeah, it's like everything about it just feels.
Does this look like he was trying to write a book about it?
No, it just
Like
looks
fiction.
it just looks like a rantings.
It looks like
like a
ramblings and
madman.
rantings of someone who's gone mad.
But he didn't seem mad the last time I talked to him. did he?
When did you talk to him? I never
Talked
talked
to
to
him
him.
at the gala.
He was at the gala.
Was he at the gala or was he at the gala?
Gala, gala, it's a potato tomato thing.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
Potato tomato.
I didn't talk to him, did I? You guys talked to him, right?
Did you know
Who
that
talked to
tomato
Quill?
is actually a different type of vegetable fruit? That's
Who talked to Quill?
I think
Potato
I
and a tomato.
No,
Yeah,
tomato.
I'm-
tomato is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody ran into the pickpocket, right?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
pickpocket guy.
There was that.
We saw him.
The
We
pickpocket was
talked to
looking
him.
I think you saw Jasper Quill, but I don't think
We-
anyone
we-
talked
we
to him.
didn't
Nobody talked to him, but we
I
found his
was-
body
You remember
afterwards.
seeing him in the party.
Is there
Yeah.
dates on this stuff?
No.
I
In
was
fact,
just-
all the dates are a single series of numbers written over and over again. 995599. Everywhere, just at the tops. 995599. 995599. Everywhere at the top of everything. One of the ramblings is
9-9.
Lady Mechanicus sits in the shadow of a moon and talks to the spirits that contain all the future apparitions of the world as she seeks the annihilation of the people of Newfaire. Like, read another one. Hargrove. They sit atop a great temple of destruction and they seek to undermine the vision and reality of Newfaire. They look to remake the world in the semblance of a new order of dissonance and understanding of how they see the world to be. It's just ramblings.
And this was the
Ramblings.
pickpocket?
Giggy's hump contains
Jasper Quill,
Jasper, the
the former Gazette owner.
So in some ways, there's a grain of truth.
Yeah, but that makes sense to me when you say that.
Give me a sense then as you organize this, and you and Alexandria are kind of like sharing back
I don't
and
even
forth.
have sense.
This disadvantage unless you
Neither
use
do I.
your.
I'll wait for these chuckleheads to get back because they have sense.
Neither one of us have sense.
You have any special abilities you might be able to use?
Oh, let me see.
I have field experience, which says once per assignment, describe a group. No.
I can't remember coming across a bunch of information.
I know, but that gives us a nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do anything else.
No, I don't have anything to help me.
Okay. So
I'm
eventually,
going to stab it with my saber.
the two of you wrap up the conversation with your father and head back to the house.
What I do is I organize it
Pigeon.
so that each one of them gets the folder file on themselves.
Okay. You just organize the work in general.
Yeah, and
Okay.
organize it in general.
Giggy,
Yeah.
you watch as a professor or Dr. Hargrove leads Nero to her personal two-seater steamer, which is this new kind of Phoenix car.
Third
Bye,
wheel.
Nero.
It's they refer to it as a sports
Can I tell
car.
you?
They often
Sounds
refer to
cool.
it as a rumbler.
Someone's a third wheel.
Before I go, Papa, my assistant Kiki, she wants more
You
money.
watch as the two of them get in the car, and you watch the car drive off.
I really
Are you
want to
following
keep her,
them?
and I don't want her to
Okay.
listen to the asylum.
Give me a hide for starters to see how well you can pace and follow.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky. Well, there's a 5, but then the 3, but the 5 is on the gilded, so woo!
Okay. Every now and then there's a mirror being adjusted. There's no sense that she's noticing you behind her.
I just figured I'd stay a few cars
Okay.
behind. Nothing's like too close.
Okay.
Because that car doesn't exactly sound like it would be very hidden.
So before long, she's chatting you up and having what would feel like polite conversation. She talks about a particular lunch place down the Hollow Harbor that she likes to visit near near the borders with the Eaves, which makes sense because the Hollow Harbor is not particularly fancy, but the transition from the Eaves to the Hollow Harbor does have some fancy neighborhood. It kind of makes sense. No parking. I have to use my usual spot. And she pulls into an alley.
Creepy.
As you're following, I need you to make a control. Please.
I make a survey to
Give me a survey as you're
you
kind
know,
of
see
look.
if-
Yeah,
see
just
if
kind of
she
looking
was-
around
she
and
was
yeah.
telling the truth.
Well, darn, no parking. We'll have to go down this creepy ass alley.
Shame.
The disaster tour. Thank you so much for the raid, guys.
We got
Double raid
disaster,
today.
and we got
Thank you.
like what was it?
Well, I've been starting to watch some of the other one was the Table of Horrors.
Horrors, yeah, that was horrors.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting all the creepers. Yes.
Yay.
Well, we're also one of the few that like stay up, like because we're waistcoats. So a lot of the gamers are on
No,
these.
I love it. I love it. Bring on
I love when they pop in. Thank you guys. Really appreciate the raid.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Watch us
We are
get killed.
playing Candela Obscura. We are currently on chapter 6, I think.
7.
Are we on chapter 7?
We.
Wow. Yes.
Which
Cha.
one?
Cha. Or as you're keeping an eye on the turn into the alleyway, boom! You feel this car slam into the back of your car. It rams you so hard, it purposely runs you up and over a curb and into a building. Through a plate glass window that slams
Another car.
across you. Take
She insisted on driving.
a body, please, if you would.
I rolled a 5 on the
Yeah.
and I got my
Okay. As she pulls into the alleyway, you realize there's plenty of parking, and you hear like a crash. You look over your shoulder just to see a huge black moving truck with the name Bradley Construction on the side of it slam in the back of Gigi, pushes her up and over into the front plate glass window of a business.
Son of a bitch.
And then you feel a pistol pressed against your temple. And she's sitting next to you. She's sitting next to you with the pistol, a little Dillinger, the hammer pulled back. Dillinger, whatever. It's an alternate world.
You'll be
whatever
Dillinger
the
in
fuck.
a minute. Hole in his cheek.
It's a 29 caliber squirt gun. And it says pew on the side of it.
Does it have a red tip?
I did that on Spirit Mountain.
It's a
one
dedicated banana.
Let's not talk about tips. Anyways, it's pressed up against your temple. And you can feel like the razor uncut edge of a gun that's been fired a lot and not well maintained. Now, tell me who you really are before I have you picked off the ground in pieces. Why are you interested in me? And then you notice shadows of people in the alleyway kind of stepping out of little inlet doorways and there's now 5 very burly individuals. One of them kind of smiling with a familiar look from the asylum.
My back.
It's hardly the way to treat a fan of the Inexplicable we were talking about. I found the discussion on the moon and the people in the shadows of the moon being
Boy,
blessed.
is he trying to get out of this. That's so
That's his specialty.
Give me a sway.
All right. So I'll go ahead and use a draw.
My back.
I got a 6.
Get a 6. She drops the hammer, puts it back down. Never mind, boys. You may move on. Deal with her. I don't think.
I am slamming that car backwards as fast as I
Okay.
can. Like I'm gonna crush their car back. I'm all like, mother.
Well, they've knocked you forward and over. So give me a control to pull the car out of the business front facade.
Does it even work?
Our dice roll determine that.
High risk.
We had
That's not you so much.
Or is it?
You can use more than one drive. Yeah. I'm not sure.
What are you doing?
I am good.
Can I give her a drive? If I can
No, because you have to be able to help her.
Okay.
And right now you're far enough away, you're not really able to help her. Yeah.
Maybe I'm nervous. I got distracted by pizza again.
5 mixed success. You slam on the gas and hit reverse. And as you come out, a pedestrian that was walking up to see if you needed help,
Grandma, no!
slam into them. They go flying out in the middle of the road.
You took
As they go
people.
flying out in the middle of the road, another car screeching by runs over them. As
Should
you
that have been a 4?
as you take a brain.
Okay, that should have been like, could
As
it
you
have
take
been
a
one of those
break.
muscle heads or something?
Go ahead and give me another control as you gut it to get out of there as quickly as possible.
So
You made it out of the business.
Not a line of baby strollers.
Filled with cans. Don't worry.
like we were saying, Father, my sister needs needs a higher rate.
6.
She
Should not be on the road anymore.
Not the first car.
she was talking about getting a new job in an asylum. And I think
You
that
watch
people-
as Giggy guns it, and she guns and gets out of there.
Kelly
The
Slade.
mangled body. Oh my god, we got raided by the lollygaggers.
Hey,
But 4 or 5 raids.
thanks, guys.
Can at least the
I think they're
six
only
be
bleeding.
hitting not grandma?
Thank you,
but-
everybody. Lollygaggers, good to see you.
Giggy
I
just
promise
ran over
I
an innocent
will go
person.
back through and go and follow everybody's groups if I'm not already following, which I always try to do. I'm in the middle now of traumatizing players, so it's hard for me to know what's going on, and I apologize for that. Thank you,
Can at
Lollygaggers.
least be a bad
Really
guy.
appreciate it.
Don't worry, it won't get
Not
reported in the
bad
paper.
guys. Not bad guys. They're coming to help you. They were
Like the worst version of Grant that thought it should have been a bad guy at least.
A bad guy or a hooker makes their own classification.
If it was a hooker, she would have gotten.
So it could be a really, really good, competent hooker that you just ran over.
I get extra help.
And the new
But if it was a male escort, that would be a good guy.
I don't know if it works that way.
and if it was a hooker, nerds would have came out.
If it was a 6, could it be an
All right,
X? No.
Come on, people, we got to get this together.
As you watch her gun away, you watch as the doctor looks at the 5 thugs and goes, "Go get her." And they immediately go racing past the car out towards the truck that had originally slammed in the back of her. They pile into the back and front seat of the truck and start going, pursuing after Kiki.
Okay, you help me with
Now,
that.
so we go have lunch then.
Do what?
You had Molotov cocktails. I got
Follow
nothing
me.
to
I know, right?
She just leaves her car in the alleyway. And you watch as she opens up the back door of a strange building.
Well, it was nice knowing Zero.
I'm a
Before he went
hooker.
missing in his
We never go
box.
through the front door.
This membership has its privileges.
Privilege is the optimum word for sure.
Here's the hooker.
As you follow inside and you hear, just as the door's closing, you can hear the sirens of the local, ambulance arriving to pick up the
This
body.
one's meat. This one's 100 pounds of ground chuck.
These 2 eventually return to the house, so the 4 of you are back together again. It's afternoon at this point.
So my father definitely promised to give me a higher paying raise for doing such a good job.
Mm. Why don't you look at your file I found on you?
I don't want me.
What file?
That
You guys
file in
notice
front of
on the
you.
table, neatly organized by Roscoe, is like personal
Slightly
investigation
unorganized.
dossiers, not only on each of you, but like major personalities within Newfaire.
I didn't know my measurements. Don't keep that on the public record.
995599 is your measurement.
Did,
Because wherever there's a number, that's the combo that you see. Right?
did they see Tillman? Did he have a dossier on Tillman?
No, nothing on Till.
So
What was the dossier on Dr. Hargrove?
Yeah, the Hargroves. What's the dossier?
Somebody who is possessed with spiritual infatuation of the lunar eclipse that happens every other day, and she's convinced that her ghost will return a stronger person.
Okay.
It's
So-
just
The Obscura Eye and Demon Possession.
All right.
Clips are really good.
So I show you all the stuff. I tell you everything that happened to me, and I said
Was it 7?
we couldn't figure it out, but maybe you all
Oh.
can.
There's a code.
he refers to you as a body snatcher. that you and your family rob graves and harvest organs for the purposes of trying to predict the future.
Yes, no proof.
Wait, what's it say about me?
What'll be funny is if your dad actually does that. He's not.
You're the
really
only one that
there.
doesn't have a dossier.
You have no proof.
I have no dossier.
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't.
You're-
But the cartoon
You're
when
actually,
he's there,
he
he's
actually
like-
drew a sketch of you,
Reading the
and you're
funny
holding a
papers.
beer,
Oh.
and it says the most uninteresting person in the world.
You're a dossier that's just every funny pages.
Don't worry, she'll get back at you later.
No, it'll be like she opens her dossier and it's every funny page she's read.
Yeah,
read
yeah.
the entire time.
Is it a Heineken?
Well, no, it's a hoonigan.
Oh,
It's a hoonigan.
the most uninteresting person in the world.
Yeah, right.
A bunch of where's the
Dos
first
seconds.
fine bill or whatever
She's
it's
like
called.
a picture.
Those zeros,
Sketch.
those zeros, the most uninteresting person in the world.
For you, Lady Mechanicus, before you go pee,
Yeah.
give me a focus for starters.
Or risk.
She's trying to make sense of it, yeah?
Yes.
Using the sense. I thought
Yeah.
they needed sense.
Super high risk.
What's that?
She's analyzing
Oh,
all the written.
5.
Five.
Gilded.
Now give me a sense as you begin to organize your thoughts.
6.
6. There's a code here.
It makes sense,
You
but I
may
did
not,
find
you're
it.
not sure if you have the cipher. There's definitely a code here. You begin to realize that the subject matter is the code, kind of to Alexandria's point. There seems to be something here. The subject matter is the code. The 995599, ninth letter of the ninth word of the fifth sentence in a repeat format. And you begin to organize all the information with this numerical cipher, and it simply states, as you pour through the material, if you're reading this, I'm dead. Tillman is the head of the organization that is causing the disappearances. He's based out of the Nine Irons. He has significant financial backing by the Hargrove. Be wary. He is very dangerous. More importantly, Letitia Hargrove is not who she seems. A single light turns on in a basement.
You're in a torture chamber.
We're going to the restaurant.
You're in a torture chamber.
And you come into the basement. What you thought was Dr. Hargrove is now Lady Hargrove in the shadow. The door clicks shut. There are a dozen figures in here, but all in shadow. Shit. You hear a voice. We already know who you are. But don't try to lie any further. Your friends will be dealt with. You watch as this individual steps out of the shadow, very tall, kind of lanky looking, dark brooding face, wearing a kind of one of those like top hats, very formal hat. And he's wearing a full-blown kind of like tuxedo. Don't know what you and your friends think this is all about. Don't know what lies those fools have told you. But we're going to teach you the truth of the matter.
That's great because I'm a seeker of the truth.
Yes.
Still going on about
Lady Hargrove, are you sure about this one? Are you sure he was acting at the asylum? He does seem rather simple. Oh no, I assure you, my husband knows how to read Obscura people. He is one. Interesting.
I knew it, monkey.
Interesting. My name is Mr. Tillison, and I can assure you, at the end of all this, you will determine what you see on the other side. And you feel this like huge blow to the back of your head. Crack! as you take a brain and a body
Ouch and ouch.
and blackness, unconscious. Giggy, you see this this big construction truck barrels out behind you. You're gunning it. You both are weaving through traffic.
I'm gonna do something really dumb. I know it's gonna be dumb, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
I
anyway.
love dumb. Dumb's fun.
But turn the car. I'm gonna basically not say I'm playing chicken. I'm just going to literally point the car as fast as I can. I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna let the car go hit them.
So you're gonna speed up, turn around, and
Zoom towards
zoom
it.
and jump out.
Yep. Let's see what
Oh,
I can do.
this is gonna be a lot of dice roll. I'm not even gonna have to mention high risk. So first of all, give me a control and you swing it around.
I was trying to get you afraid you're gonna get yourself
Swing the
killed.
car around.
Contagious.
I'm still being cautious.
I hope we're all dead by the end.
I would just see my father.
All I did is go see my dad, and I still got to bleed.
Converted to the
I'm kidding. Or I got the What'd you get?
joints vein.
6. Hand over hand, you spin it around, keeping it from skidding off the road. You bump over a median, and you kind of guide it in between 2 other cars.
Because this car already
You
looks like
throttle it, yeah.
I do not
The whole
care.
front end is smushed in, the fenders are peeled up. You throttle it and you start steering towards the truck. Give me a move, please. I love how she squelches herself out.
I'm like, what do I do? What do
You know what it feels like? She's actually my assistant, and she's got a ghost of me in her head that's
Oh my God. 6s.
2 6s?
Oh my god!
Because that's a big deal. That's a extreme success. So you look, Nero had left one of his belts in the car. You reach down and you tighten it, and then you throw the door open and you roll out. As you roll out, you can give me another control to try to minimize getting injured as you roll out into traffic.
It's still gonna hurt.
Would that be a move? Not that I don't know if it was better for you, but.
Yeah, move. Yeah, move. It could
It's
either
like a
be
dodge
a move or control, your choice.
And I like control of the move is the exact same.
Say, it could be different outcomes. 3. So you tumble out of the car door as you and as you land on your shoulder, you hear a snap. As your arm
Your
comes
hump, my
popping,
hump moved.
as
He
your,
got rid of her
as your
hump.
shoulder dislocates.
He got rid of her hump.
Then your hump pops.
Yeah, as your heart pops.
The world's largest pimple has exploded. It's just you feel your shoulder just pop out, and you're like, oh, you scrape everything on your left side across your body on the pavement, just as a car like stops within inches of your face. Go ahead and take 2 body, please.
Oh,
Did you hit the
I'm
truck?
gonna use a med. I'm gonna use a mission for Lisa.
Did you hit the truck?
So, as you sit there in the road looking at this car that just stopped, behind it, an explosion of flame and the sound of just. You even could see
Nice
like
thing.
bodies, like paper doll out in the background, like a truck loaded with people. You watch.
Because it was the truck load.
And you watch as people land on moving traffic all around you, and everybody's like seeing the explosion, which gives you a chance to kind of like
in the back.
get up, and you like immediately like just kind of half crawl and run out of traffic and disappear into the crowd.
It was a construction truck. They had explosives in the
And immigrants.
Oh,
Oh,
Three, bro. They were all a dozen of Roscoe's best friends.
yeah. Best friends. Take 3 brains.
You
I'll
forgot-
take 3
No,
brains.
no, no. I'm surprised you didn't say exotic animals and everything.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it. That's
Exotic
exotic.
You guys spend the rest of the afternoon deciphering everything.
Pumpkin plant.
Giggy, you eventually make your way back.
I know I didn't want to go back.
Okay.
I was gonna actually drag myself, see if I could find that alley again, and
Take her car?
No,
Oh.
well, she did leave her car.
She did leave her car.
Hotwire her car.
Are you gonna go back and see if you can find where Nero was left? Give me a survey as
Can
you
I
try to find your way
Try
back.
to pop till I go against the
She's
wall.
all
just-
just-
It's
you'll
just
still
one
keep the
lady.
body. I'll say you still keep the body, but you get it back into its socket.
She
Okay.
may be
Gotta-
weird, but she's.
You can use a
good
med
with the
kit.
medical. She's always.
You could
Oh.
use a med kit to get a body back.
I did, because I was all like, too. I'm gonna be
Okay.
all like,
Okay, so we'll say this is you using med kit,
Kit.
pops it back in.
it
And
still
that's
hurts
where-
like
yeah.
hell, and I can't really like do much with it. But I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pop this back in.
Drugs and
So give me a survey as you make your way back to see if you can track down where Nero was.
sweet morphine.
What the?
I go back to the house. I did not find him whatsoever.
What'd you roll? A 2,
Wasn't one, but it was still
Keep her
A
hands
2,
off.
which is still a failure.
Yeah.
So I make success. It's a failure.
I did not find him whatsoever.
As you start making your way back and trying to find him, you hear a siren come on. You watch as one of the local patrol cars pulls up alongside you. Excuse me, ma'am. Okay, you look a little rough.
Oh my god, I got mugged.
Oh, well, why don't you come get in the car? We'll take care of you.
Oh, look.
Do you
he
know-
also went
Are you
missing.
a part of the? What was his name again? Captain. Take out my card. What do I take? Or do you know Captain Blackwater?
Yeah, he while he's not our captain, I'm aware of who he is. Why?
Oh, I might need to see him. He would know how to help me. I think I'm in danger. I'm gonna try to act like a damsel in
Give me
distress.
a swag. See how it goes.
Give me your what?
Hide your hump.
This way.
This way.
It's
Won't
all
be
those
so
plays
difficult
that I drag you
to
to.
roll.
Well,
All
no,
those dramatic plays.
the hump got eliminated.
And the hump will protect you.
I'm cool with that. Okay, it's 5, but
Okay.
it's still a 5.
They go, okay, well, Matt, they hold the door open for you, put you in the back, and they get in the car and start, the siren's still going. They're driving towards the
Do I
area
have
that
to
you.
go to the back, or can I sit in the front?
There's 2 of them in the car. So there's one driving, one in the passenger seat. You watch as they get on one of the kind of very rudimentary radio systems. Very few cars have them, but some have them. They call in and ask for Captain Blackwater. There's a moment of silence, and there's kind of like a quick back and forth. Give me a sense as you try to focus in on their conversation through the pain.
And I really like.
Either way, I'm gonna take the 5.
5.
I
You
got
hear Captain Blackwater's voice. Gentlemen, if you wouldn't mind taking her out to the 9 Irons for me, I'll meet her there. They look, is she a person of interest, sir? Very much so. Make sure she's secure.
Check.
Very well, sir. Hey, I
Bradley Co.
don't know what kind of trouble you're in, but you turn off the siren and kind of like nods at the other passenger, and you just feel on the back of your head as you turn to look at the turn as you go unconscious.
You know, like, just for the sake of things, because I have things, I just puke all back there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Ruin the back of their car.
Absolutely fair. Totally
Oh, the mama cats. You
Oh,
look like your cat.
And some of the pus from her hump still leaking out.
By late afternoon, no sign of Nero, and no sign, no word, no message, no phone call.
I'm extremely
They've been
irritated.
gone
Gigi
for
has
at
to drop
least
me my
4
tea.
hours at this point.
Tea is your worst concern right now.
She's down there loving her own way.
They went.
Where'd they go?
They went to
College.
college to talk to what the audit
I
Dr.
tried to come back to
Hargrove's
save you. I'm
lecture.
sorry.
That was stupid. Why'd they go there? You know she's in on this stuff.
I thought about going with them, but I wanted to see my papa.
Should have been back by now.
We got to get out of here.
Well, we can always try and retrace
His
the
lecture
steps.
would have only been like an hour and a half. It's been 4 hours.
Yeah. They took the car.
It's too bad there's no way we can track them.
Don't we have a tracking device on the car?
I'm gonna look out. Hey, I'm
The
gonna,
old GPS.
The old GPS.
Well, what we can do is go to the necropolitan.
What's that iPhone tracker?
The old AirTag.
Ye old air
I'm gonna look outside. Do I see anybody watching the house?
Give me a survey.
A 3.
3? Yep.
Ah,
Works pretty
fire.
clear. It is
Walk out,
a-
20 guys attack me. No,
Yeah, I
they're all
mean-
shitty.
I mean, it's a pretty controlled environment, so there's not a lot of exposure for the house.
I say we call Monkey and find out.
That's a good idea. The same thing.
She started monkey in its statement.
So we're out of car, right?
Montgomery,
Yeah.
Monkey.
We don't have any car.
We have no car.
That way I would remember to call.
Montgomery Brookmeyer, and it's just Monkey now.
Yes.
What are you doing, Roscoe?
I'm going to.
Giggy, Monkey, your girlfriend's missing.
I'm going to set up
I hope it looks
the rest
after
of
the whole
the
hunt's gone.
dynamite I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Put in the fuses, make it all.
Yeah.
You have 6 sticks of active dynamite at this point.
Yeah. I'll put them all together.
Okay.
All right.
You bind them just in case.
Okay.
Give me a
Fine.
finesse to handle them. It's not like you're an expert at dynamite and you do have one metal hand.
Maybe you should do that outside.
I am used to dealing with explosives.
Okay, yeah, I make-
Resistance.
Yeah. I want to make it so that it'll trip on a tripwire, so I can hook it to the door of a car.
All right.
Okay.
So when someone opens the car door, it'll
So
go up.
I doing control instead?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do control.
Okay.
I'll give you an extra D6 because technically it's kind of like a combined effort. So you can
Okay.
have an extra D6 on this one.
Right. And I'm going to.
Did you guys take any training for the session?
No.
Because that's extra D6.
No, I was pretty much dissuaded of training from the last time I tried to do training.
How come you never take training?
That's why.
No. In the circle resources, there's training.
Yes, we could use some of these to. We did 2 last time, and I don't think we used
No,
them.
I didn't even
I think
know.
we just forget to.
She keeps stuff from us. She's a resource hoarder. Never heard of that
So you're
before.
giving me one, and I'm spending a drive as well.
Okay.
Because I'm dealing with explosives.
Come on, baby. Get a 6.
Wow, that's 2 1s, a 3, and a 4 on my guild, so I get it back at least.
As best you can tell, it looks like you did it perfectly.
Oh, you son of a- All right, good. Thanks. What?
He's got a.
I just blew apart. Yeah.
I like to think that I did it perfectly, but at the same time, the way I wired it is so complex that it's hard to figure out.
You're like that cartoon. You're nothing but leg, just all exploding.
No, just 2 feet in the shoes. That's it. And everything is just a blast out.
It's like there's like those non-distinct color, like bleeping buttons that you have to press. None of them are
Okay, I'm gonna disguise myself
Okay.
and I'm gonna leave the house toward at the back door and
Okay.
There you go.
be sneaky. I'm getting us a car.
Go boost
I'm
the
gonna,
car.
I'm gonna go boost a car.
Okay.
Those bring the dynamite.
Give me a survey as you try to find the best option.
Don't pick one from Arnie.
2.
A 2?
Uh-huh.
You take a popcorn.
Oh, fair at this point.
I mean, you're checking doors. You're checking doors. You hear a voice. You. What are you doing over by those cars? Get away from that. Get away from there. I'm gonna call the police. Move on.
Okay.
My immediate thought to break the door and leave.
Okay.
What the heck is my brain?
Like,
That's how my brain's obstinate. It's like, you tell me to do something, I lick it and then I leave.
Okay. I'm gonna go down.
How dare
I'm gonna
you
go
tell me
find
to
an
do
alley. Okay. That I can hide in.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use a phone, not at the house, and call in a tip.
There are police boxes.
Yeah.
So there's a few.
Yeah. Roscoe Doyle. I just saw him. He went down this alley.
Give me a sway.
Okay. Sway. Which sway? Okay, sway.
Oh my God.
Why can't I do anything? Okay, resistance.
You keep forgetting you have that. Burn them,
Resistance.
baby. Burn them.
Yeah, resistance.
See, I love letting you guys just loose on your own now. So much more fun for me.
Oh, good. 6.
6. So you wait kind of like in the shadows of the alley. Within about 10 minutes, an unmarked station car pulls into the alley. An unfamiliar gentleman gets out wearing all black, kind of like uniform.
And I described where I'm at in the alley, like down where you'd have to like walk down the
down
alley
the alley to try to
because
find
I want to boost
Right.
his car.
Right. So he, he's looking, and then he sees the kind of old rusty sign that you indicated where you saw Roscoe at. So he looks around and kind of like has his gun in his hand as he kind of walks down the alley towards the sign. He's a good couple hundred feet away from you by the time he gets down there.
All right.
The car's still on, like rumbling.
Yeah, they always leave their
Yeah.
keys in their car.
Yeah.
I jump in and I'm out.
Give me control.
Right. Okay. Control.
Is it marked or unmarked?
It's an unmarked car.
Nice.
I forgot.
You switched.
Yeah, I don't have control. I have no control.
So 2d6 and take the lower of the two.
Okay, 2d6.
You got me drive.
Oh, I rolled 2 4s.
Mixed success on the low end, but
Okay.
you manage to keep control of the car. You're unfamiliar with it.
Yeah.
You kind of smash into 2 parked cars in your hurry to get out of there.
Yeah.
So the whole side of the unmarked car is like scraped from fender to fender, and you kind of you slam your head up against the dash in the window, take a body,
Basically, your car is
Speed off.
recognizable too now.
and now you've got the unmarked car. Oof. And where are you going?
It's marked by scratch.
Around to the front of the house and get these guys in it.
Okay, about 20 minutes later, you guys hear a horn. Burp, burp.
Where's
And
our
there,
friend?
Roscoe
Looks
outside.
like Roscoe. Let's go, guys.
Let's go.
Guys pile in. Where are you off to?
Roscoe,
All right.
move over. I'm driving. Yo,
Yeah, you drive. You got your best good driver.
I
you're the
don't
best
trust
driver.
your hand.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay, so you're
Put your
driving.
over.
I'm not
Okay.
driving.
Who's in the back? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be in the back, I guess,
I'll get
in case I need to shoot or something.
Okay, so if you're in the back seat, racked in the back seat from the floor up to the ceiling are 2 shotguns.
Oh, perfect.
So you each have a shotgun at this point.
Okay.
You're in the driving, and you're in the front seat or the back seat?
Back on the front seat.
Front seat.
Is there?
Mechanic and Roscoe are in the back.
Is there any? I don't know, dirt or oil just kind of in this car right now?
I'm looking in the glove box.
It's quite clean, actually. Yeah.
I want to
Why?
because I want to put some.
Are you gonna do what's the name of Fury Road, where you reach under the steering wheel and make your forehead black?
I'm just trying to obscure my.
So where are you guys heading off to?
You know that's really good, bad for your complexion.
Do you
Make
think
you
I
break
can?
out.
What would, yeah, I do.
Where do you want to go?
We are going to the lecture hall, but we have to be quiet about it.
In this rickety bucket with you having.
Look,
black-
they haven't come back from lecture hall.
Exactly. Well, do we have to start? We have to start from where they left.
This is a hot car I boosted from a cop.
Well,
We need to get someplace fast.
all right.
But you disguised it so they won't recognize it right away.
Because if that
You're not
scrapes
there.
on the side of it, yeah.
Oh, so you picked us up with the hot car. Okay, then we park this somewhere else and we get a different car.
That sounds good.
All right. I'm going to drive like,
Find a parking structure.
basically.
Oh,
I think
So
I
it's
think
at that
we-
point you start thinking about ditching this car until you hear a familiar voice over the radio. This is Captain Blackwood. I'll be unavailable for the next hour. I'll be 252 out at 9 Irons.
We
You know the code
head
for
to the
292.
9 irons.
Yeah.
Should we head to the
He's out on a break in the 9 irons. He doesn't break out there.
No, we need to go.
He always
That's where
breaks it.
that's ground zero.
Sal's.
You all
He gets a scrawny
get your
sandwich on rye.
weapons ready, my commands.
What?
What did you just say?
Get your weapons ready.
Get your Whitman's ready on my way.
No weapon.
No.
Yeah, she's Kelly Barbara Walters.
What?
Wow.
Do you remember when Gigi used to be the translate? I'm not there right
Yeah.
By the time you guys reached the edge of the 9 Irons from where you were, the sun's just setting.
Perfect.
The
Now
huge,
the black on your face.
and the 9 Irons is just a sprawl of manufacture. That's all that's out there.
Right.
You remember the Bradley Company was out here one of the last times as well.
Is that the address they said? 55.
292.
or 292?
Well, no, he said he was 252, meaning he was.
Okay, so what do we know that's
unavailable.
out here?
Bradley
There's
Company.
Bradley
mines,
Company.
there's manufacturing, there's smelters, there's coal manufacture, there's industrial manufacture.
Did you tell us about the information you found out about, like the coal dust and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, no, it was we were
So
we
you-
were at the tables before.
And that coal
Yeah.
and the coal dust was from the 9 irons.
Mhm.
Let's go there.
Okay. You start kind of driving through, and it's that early evening crowd of people getting off work. It's a very kind of like tough crowd of men and women coming out of all the different manufacturer places. Every now and then they just kind of look as you roll on by and then just kind of go back to trudging their way out of the 9 irons.
Right, I think we still need the dish this vehicle. I think we can get the different one. Look for one at the windows. Find
Or
one.
we just like dirty this one up and make it look shitty.
We just get there and
I like how my two captives are more creative than the non-captives.
Running scared. Whether they spray paint like more police car on the side.
Give me a survey.
Opens the tiny glove box, finds an entire shotgun.
Machine
A
gun.
box of holding.
Between
there-
you
that might
and
be
Carl
what it is.
Glass, I'm just gonna be peeing all the time.
Badges, please let there be badges. That might be.
You
what
actually
it
find
is.
a map of the 9 irons.
Oh.
You also find a strange-looking leather book with the obsidian eye emblem on it.
Oh, let me look at that.
As you look at that, you realize it's the personal journal of Officer Hack. And he
He's a hack.
He's an asshole.
seems to be involved in the obsidian eye.
All right.
Gunner's mate, first class.
Got my
Asshole.
demon
So
today. It's
here's the
great.
plan.
Got my demon together.
And does it have any reaction to my hand as far as bleed?
No magic.
And on the map.
No magic that you can see. As you pop open the map, there are a series of markings around the district called the Exel Coal District. It's 4 coal mines that have been shut down. The one center mine seems to have today's date and midnight written on it.
Okay.
So this one says today's date and midnight on it. I think that means we need to go
The
there.
very back of the 9 irons and the low-lying hills where the mines are.
All the way back there.
It is concerning that we are finding this in a cop car.
Well,
I already know they're on the
take,
take, man. That's obvious.
But this is even beyond you, right?
What's it?
This is beyond smuggling. This is beyond regular crime. This is
I am
utter destruction of humanity.
It's demon worship, man. Look at this.
Indeed, that is what I'm saying.
You haven't figured that out yet, Toots?
I didn't
We
hear
got
about
problems.
demon worship and what you said before.
You're
We
so
are
James
already
Cagney.
dead.
Your heads are on pikes and the chalice is already being drunk.
No, you're bent over the ceremonial altar, and they're inserting the demon in from the back.
No. This is not the rule.
One at a time.
Not the rule.
That thing's 8 feet tall. How's it? Never mind. I don't even know. I give up. What?
I am afraid that if we do not find our companions, they are going to be sacrificed. As
Or
a-
filled with demons.
Yeah, that's where
You
we're.
forgot there's
That's why
there's
we're
a hell of
going
a
where
lot
we're
of tanks,
going.
too. Could not be in it.
So, could possibly one of these sites be a.
It says this date at midnight.
As far as I know.
If they're gonna sacrifice them, they're going to that
Picture of
mine
Pike.
on today's date at midnight. We got a couple hours, so we need to get there and save them.
And we need an escape route.
Well, if it was,
We ain't getting out of this.
if that,
We ain't getting out. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Promise my father I would be okay. You might not be getting out of this.
if that
tonight.
mine,
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Like
Has,
what's
like-
his name from Serenity? I might live.
you mean like sex? Fuck this, I'm gonna
I'll
live.
live.
I
So
already got a body and a scar. We're not making
if
this
they
out
have
of this
like
alive.
the astrolabe, like in the other mine, well, I mean, the archaeological site,
Archaeological site.
Archaeological. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Read the funnies.
Continue, my dear.
So they
Continue.
could have found a thinning at this mine, and that's where they're doing the ceremony.
Head
And
on
this
the
has got to
pike,
be
going, I ain't got no
ceremony
ball.
at a specific time, and the ceremony might have to be at midnight tonight. And that's why that's on the date right there.
And they still have coin.
Coin?
The one-
Yeah,
I don't
coin.
have the coin.
No,
They
we
did?
we
We got the coin.
got the
No,
coin.
there was 2 coins. They still have coin.
That's how they were still converting the
Coin
petrol
coins.
or
Let's get over there.
So as you guys drive the car deeper, you okay? Oh, you need to feed our son. As you drive the car deeper into the back of the 9 Irons, eventually crowds disperse. There's no one this far back. You see a couple Bradley construction trucks parked near a mine entrance. You see a 2-seater rumbler parked there as well. You see a police car parked there as well. You also notice maybe 4 or 5 other kind of high-end Phoenix cars that not too dissimilar from the version you have, but yours is a little bit on the older middle-class style. There's, considering the vastness of this area that you're in, there's obviously a crowd of people here.
Which one is the fastest one? That's our
The
getaway.
2-seater.
Fastest one is on the
That's the one that will fit us all.
We'll use one of
clown
those trucks.
We're safer in one of the trucks.
We can pile through roadblocks and such with trucks.
All right,
We'll
so-
use a truck. Everybody wants to take the fast car, but those things, they crash all the time.
Maybe we can find some more
What
explosives.
time of day is
in
it?
the back of the truck.
It's just now starting to get dark.
So what?
So it's like, it would be
8
like,
o'clock or 6 o'clock? Is it
So is it-
upper hemisphere, lower hemisphere? What are we talking about here, sir?
It's
I mean-
summertime, so it's probably closer to 8.
I mean,
From
Yeah.
if
midnight.
it's, but like even
you got about 3 or 4 hours till midnight.
I visited a friend in North
That's
Dakota.
like
We
a
were only going to stay till sunset. It was 11 o'clock at night before we
3
left.
hours
Yeah.
till sunset.
that
3 hours till midnight.
sounds like Alaska. 6 months till
Yeah.
dark.
3 hours till midnight.
We go to Alaska. When's it dark? In 6 months.
Depends on how high up in Alaska.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 2
Jet level midnight.
It got sunset at 10:30
Oh,
at
yeah.
my mom's house.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's what I'm
Wow.
saying.
Your circadian rhythm in Alaska gets fucked up until you get used to it.
Doesn't it? Okay, let's get on to this thing.
So what time is it exactly?
It's 9:30. We got like
It doesn't
30.
really
It's
matter,
9:31. We have
sweetie.
29 minutes to get this done. Let's go. And
29 minutes to midnight.
yeah,
So it's 8-ish. The sun's been down for about an hour while you guys were looking for this particular mine.
I'm going to find a place to make explosives, to make fire things.
Well, you have a bundle of dynamite that you helped him make.
yeah. You can just take it apart.
Yeah,
You put
no,
one
no,
in every car and then wire it.
no, you have that for that. I'm going to do things for individual stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
You starting with the trucks first, or
Well, definitely want to keep one of those
hey.
trucks away from there.
I got a real easy
Okay.
idea.
Mhm.
Just pop the top.
It's true.
But it's not
It's
the big.
quieter.
It is
It is much
quieter,
quieter.
but sometimes we need to get away booty.
which
You just
car
want to blow
starting?
something up. You're a pyro.
Fancy cars.
Start with the fancy cars. What are the rest of you doing while she's wiring the cars?
If the cars explode and we kill people, these are high profile people.
I'm gonna poke
High-profile people
we're
that
gonna
are
get
trying to
all the
destroy
trucks
world.
and everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke the holes in like
Yeah.
at least 2 tires on one side. So if they walk out, they just see it, but on the other side, I pop both tires. Or if it's like facing the front, I pop the 2 back ones.
As she's
Not pop,
wiring,
but just
as you're
spread it
so
out.
as you're wiring the cars, give me a control.
Alexandra, we are all terrorists for some cause. We just have to choose the cause we want to be a terrorist for.
I knew it.
She likes to bullshit up.
Commie Pinko.
Yeah.
I'm spending one of my drugs.
She's a commie. She's a commie fascist.
Does the shotgun have a scope?
Does not.
A scope.
Okay.
No.
And you're slashing tires
Yeah.
at this point.
I leave the shotgun behind. I don't do
Okay. What are you doing? Keeping an eye out,
I'm
or
gonna keep an eye out, but I'm also going to peruse around to see if I can see the cards.
okay? You can give me a hide for starters as you sneak about.
Don't open any doors.
4. Okay.
Hey, you!
You're flashing tires. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Do you want me to roll something?
No, you're good. What are
Okay.
you doing?
I'm keeping an eye out for people.
Okay, give me a survey.
Hint on this game: if you're crappy at something, don't try it, unless you absolutely
you
have to.
1. Okay. So, as you're wiring up the cars, you're planting the single sticks of dynamite in each car. And it's a tripwire setup that you're using. So as soon as they open a door, it's designed to explode. Is what you start with. You're sneaking about trying to see if you can get an eye at the front of the mine. You kind of pop out as well, and you start looking around towards the front of the mine. The two of you can see light, like someone holding lanterns at the front of the mine. And the first truck you get to, you slash all the tires. You get to the second truck, and you hear groaning in the back of the truck.
Okay, I check.
As you check, you see these two bound and gagged in the back of the truck.
Okay, I get
How
in
lucky.
and cut them loose and like.
You watch as a gunshot rings out, strikes her in the neck as she takes 2 bites.
Seriously, you're trying to kill me?
As you are sneaking up in the direction of the mines, you hear 2 more shots. And 2 ricochet shots off the ground as firing is coming from the front of the mine. And you take a body as one of the ricochets sprays across your leg.
Okay, I run to the truck. I didn't pop the tires on.
Okay.
Okay,
And you can see the 2 of them bound up in the back. They look very rough, very heavily injured, but they're bound and gagged.
I put the dynamite roll on the front of
Okay.
the truck.
I thought you gave it to her to pull apart.
No, she said she's making her own.
You're making her own explosives? Okay.
Yeah, she
fair
said
enough.
keep it. Okay,
Okay, so,
So-
you have that bound one.
yeah, I'll put that on the front grill of the truck.
Okay.
Put it on there and set it, and then I'm gonna get after I cut these guys out. Then
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them where we're at so they can go get over there because they're jacked up, right?
Okay.
There's the bang bang.
You use the med kit to mitigate one
Wait.
body. Okay.
I'm gonna use
Who-
my
wait.
medkit.
You drive good, right?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, I drove
He's
pretty
asking
good.
you.
Yes.
I can drive
Giggy.
too.
Oh, you have a good drive too.
Yeah, but you crashed the car.
We're,
No, that's
I crashed the car
actually,
with the
I have-
tension.
I have better than her.
Okay, good. We're gonna drive this
It's the
truck,
same, but
and then we're gonna
mine's
jump. We're gonna run it right into that mine, and then we're gonna jump off of it.
We're gonna drive this truck into the mine.
Yeah, the one with the explosives.
All right.
Okay, so you cut them loose.
Yeah, and then he's gonna help me drive.
Okay, so you 2 get up in the main cab.
Yeah.
Now gunshots are ringing out from the mine entrance, pinging windows. As you come away from one of the cars that you had already wired, a ricochet round hits that car. Poof, it goes up, tumbles up in the air, lands on the ground.
Do I see who's talking?
You look up, give me a survey as you kind of duck down and around to see who.
And we're keeping low
Sorry,
in
what
the
caused my
cab.
car
5.
to explode?
You can see the gun, like the plumes of guns coming from the muzzle flash
And
is coming from the mine entrance.
How far
I'm
away?
gonna shoot. at
Take
where
a, take a shot at the mine entrance. Go for it. Give me a control.
So, what is a round?
A bunch of abandoned mines here. Everything
I love
else
it.
behind you is just manufacturing centers.
Three.
Is there
3?
a crane?
Actually, you know what?
You're having a hard time controlling it.
I'm gonna use
there
my
any
resistance.
Okay, re-roll. Huh?
Is there any crane?
There are no cranes nearby.
It's a construction site. There's no crane.
It's not a construction site.
It's a mine.
It's a mine.
All right.
6.
6 and a 4.
6 and a 4. As you shoot towards the mine entrance, you're and someone dropped to the ground.
All right. Come on.
And all.
And then-
oh, like he's all
Muzzle flashes again. So give me a
Indiana
control
Jones trucking it.
as you start doing this.
I'm
I,
gonna try and grabbing the other rifle.
Shotgun, the other shotgun. Okay. Give me a control. Start shooting towards front of the mine.
44.
Resistance.
4. Do
Killed it.
you have any resistance?
You want to do resistance?
You get 5.
No.
You can re-roll.
That's a front
I'll reroll. It could get
Can I
worse.
help you? Can I help you? What is it? What are you trying to do?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you can So control is nerve. If you have any nerve to share,
Yeah, I do. I will use a drive to help share the.
Remember,
Okay.
if we fail,
So
you
throw
both
3
get a
dice.
drive point back.
6 on the gilded.
nice. So as you
Yes.
gun the truck, you
can go
remember
back to-
that there's like bumps in front of it, so you help him steady the wheel,
Tell me if we don't succeed.
and
No, but
about
he took the gilded.
you can
So
hear
he gets his-
you can hear gunshots going off. You guys steady the truck towards the entrance of the mine, and you see 3 or 4 individuals. Their eyes go wide. They're dragging one person back into the mine that looks to be unconscious on the ground.
My shotgun shot was a 5.
A 5. You watch as one guy brings up this light machine gun at the front of the cab, gets ready to shoot. Half of his face gets obliterated by a round, and he tumbles to the ground.
Yes.
You both jump out of the car. Where are you at this point? Did you get in the car with them?
No, I sent her. I told her where to go to meet up with the others.
Okay, so she's back in the car with them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because you still have your one car you came in.
yeah,
Boosted,
yeah.
right? Otherwise, you don't have a getaway car.
Right.
Because you rigged them all to explode, and you're running one of the trucks to
Yeah.
the front of the mine, and you
Right.
jump out. So I need the 2 of you to give me moves, please.
And I look like shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Can
gonna
I
use
my
my
kit to
last
patch
2
her up?
drives.
Do you have any uses left?
To roll.
Yeah, I have one. I haven't used
Yeah,
it
you
today.
can use your use for her. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Resistance.
Resistance.
I haven't used it, even though I got injured. Oh, Kiki, what have you done to yourself, sweetheart? Oh,
Ah, 5 and a 6.
taking you up.
So 6
6.
and 6. You 2 tumble out of the cab of the car.
Sorry.
Remember that 4 you rolled for the stick of dynamite? Just 10 feet shy of the mine entrance, it hits another bump, which triggers it prematurely.
God damn it.
But as it triggers, the one thing you didn't realize that was tucked up underneath some tarpaulins where they were bound, it was filled with furnace oil. So as it gets within 10 feet of the mine, it explodes in like a mushroom cloud of flame. Just out around, you watch as this black flaming liquid sprays everywhere. I need you 2 to give me 2 more moves
Oh my god.
as it comes raining down.
No, no.
What the hell is
now I'm
that?
killing these 1 dice.
2 moves.
Well, he needs a move and you need a move. Yeah.
I have 1
Too far away
resistance.
to
So.
give him one of my.
I would say you and Lady
I'll
Mechanicus
give you a drive.
can help them get away from the effect.
I'll
Yeah,
give you 2 drives.
you can give 2 drives if you want. Yeah.
After I'm done fixing her up,
I got a 5. 2 5s.
You're driving.
yeah,
Yeah, you're driving in the car with Giggy at this point. Nice. There's 6
I got a 5.
and a 5.
my gun.
Some of the oil lands
Okay.
on your back for a body, but you two drag them out and underneath and toss them into the boosted car. All of you pile in. You're driving, so give me a control as you gun it to get out of the 9 irons.
I have
Oh,
one
no,
more
get
nerve.
out.
I'm going to spend it.
This reminds me of a time when we were trying to get away before. So take another.
Oh, that's a 6 on that. So
I did something illegal.
Wait.
She's telling a story, so you can take another d6 and add another d6.
No,
on
it's
it.
just they get a nerve.
Oh, okay.
okay, so I spent a
Everyone
nerve.
gets a nerve.
I got
And
it
you
back,
got
and I
nerve
got
'cause
another
she's
one.
telling you the
I'm full
story
up.
as you're gunning.
Yeah.
Like as you're gunning. Hey, there's this time when we were running hashish out of turkey.
Look at your elimination keys, people. Make sure you can cross one of those off. Almost out of here. I already did something illegal, so I'm good.
So as you're gunning it, so Lady Alexandra, as you're gunning it,
Hurry up and pull it
Okay.
right here.
You're- yeah.
I'm listening.
or sorry, Elizabeth, as you're gunning it, smells like blood and cordite and just like the whole inside. That's what you get. Well, just makes the page look more real. As you can smell the blood and the cordite around you, there's kind of like a soft smoke billowing up in front of you. As you're tearing through the last of the 9 irons to get out of here, you look stepping up between 2 trucks, 2 thugs, like machine guns. They start firing at the car as it goes driving by.
I'm shooting them too.
You're shooting as well. Give me a
I'll shoot.
control. Give me a control. And then Elizabeth, give me a control as well.
Okay. I'm going to spend another drive.
Guys, you were shooting
Okay.
at us.
She handed me a hand.
I'm gonna.
I'm like, at a 4.
I'm gonna distract him.
I gave her my handgun.
4.
gonna try to go through.
Give me a control. Are you shooting as well?
I'll shoot it.
Okay.
5 on my thing, I got it back.
Resistance and roll
5 on
again.
my gilded, I got it back.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a resistance roll.
Okay.
Oh,
I got 2 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my distraction to make him not shoot right.
Okay. You can get,
I'll throw something out of the car.
yeah. Give me a hide.
All right.
What'd you get?
I got a 2.
Okay, you got a 2,
It was gilded.
and that was a shot,
Two,
right?
And it's
Yeah.
gilded. So
5 for your shot.
So this will be
I'm like-
gilded,
like-
Elizabeth, you got a 5 for your control.
and then I'll use it.
For your shot, a 6.
I'll use 2 draw.
4 for your shot,
You're probably just gonna have to hang that thing up.
and you're doing a distract.
Purple is my
hide.
purple is my
Okay.
diamond. Oh, good. Okay, it wasn't the gilded, but I got a 6. Okay,
Okay.
all 5s and a 6.
So you snatch a flashlight out of the center seat of the car that's like mounted to the side. This big, brutish looking flashlight. You turn it on. You throw it out the window towards the first guy. He sees it, kind of like causes him to shoot away. You shoot, and you watch as one of the windows shatters as you miss. You take your shotgun at the guy who was distracted. Poof! You watch as part of his head just explodes sideways, and he collapses to the ground. You take a shot, and you feel the gun explode in your hand. It jams. You watch as 2 of your fingers are like dangling off your hand as you take a body.
Which is my scar.
Yeah. Oh, is that your 4th body?
Oh,
That is your scar. So how would you describe that scar? What's it going to feel like to you when you get it all taken care of?
Well, so you said 2 fingers.
Yeah. Are you missing 2 fingers permanently now?
I would say I'm missing 2 fingers permanently.
Okay.
Because of the stress
And we'll
that
talk
wasn't
about
able
what
to
the scar
reattach them in
does
time.
to your
How
ability.
unfortunate.
You got a 4, correct? Or 5. You took a shot as well, right? So he was aiming at the one person. You watch as his gun blows up in his hand. You take the shot, causing the person to duck, and the glass shatters and they get rained with glass. You gun it, and you find yourself like gunning it through a gated fence exit of the area that you're in. The fence peels away. You watch as part of the fenders peel away. The front tire starts going flat on you. You peel out and out of the 9 irons and into the main drive. And you're on the main road that will begin to take you back home.
We're going to have to go back there, I think. Still not midnight.
Yeah, but we got the people that are going to get
Dear.
sacrificed.
So, with that in mind, let's do our circle because that's going to finish tonight.
Let's either go back at midnight.
It's definitely a different vibe when you don't get the warnings, isn't it?
No, I love it. I like it. I like it.
It's fine.
It's a different vibe. I like it.
But you know what? But the tempo of what you're doing in your mind dictates if it's like low, medium, or high
Yeah,
risk.
yeah, you pick up on it.
And
So,
then-
illumination questions. Did you contain or destroy a source of bleed?
Destroyed. We don't know if it was bleed yet.
we don't know if we destroyed it.
We
Don't really
potentially
know.
did. We might have.
Say that again. Do we-
I would say you contained a source of bleed by rescuing them.
Okay,
I'd be okay with that.
because we stopped
The
we
ceremony.
stopped the ceremony
Stopped
from
the
happening.
ceremony.
Did we provide
We also,
comfort
like,
or
saw
support
that-
for those affected?
Yes, you did. You rescued
Yeah.
I
them.
rescued
saw
them.
that,
We
like,
rescued you. Thank you for getting kidnapped. We had somebody safe this
down
time.
close.
Well, we're doing questions
Okay.
first. Thank you.
It's-
For
this
the
is-
illumination
this
questions.
one.
Oh, this one, yeah.
For the,
Did you
um,
bring
temple.
something of importance back for the Obscura to study? I'd say that's the only one you didn't do.
I think we did. I think we have all of
The code.
The
The codes.
The notes.
notes.
The notes.
Yeah,
Jasper.
but that's
No.
well, Jasper's journal's deciphered and solved already.
Yes, but
You
Yes,
I-
but
did
they
that.
didn't have it.
they didn't have that. And Candela can totally study that.
Their motives, their
Especially with
movements.
The key to maybe decipher all of his notes. And
I would also say you have a couple. You have the one journal from the one cop car. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
say all 3 were met. I'm okay with that one.
Okay.
So now,
So that's 4.
Nero, your keys.
Not with Lord Sons of the
I think
Dragon.
I sought out a source of magic with her doing the telepathy.
Yes, you did. And with that, you now have telepathic ability that you can experiment with.
So I have
Gigi?
telepathy.
I acted odd because I wanted to go back and save him. Usually I would just
well, I
run
mean, you
away.
acted creepy in the shadows at the lecture hall anyway, so yeah, you're there.
I referred to my research a bit when I was talking to my father, and
Oh, yeah.
I helped in the planning of the
Yep,
meeting.
you're good. Mechanicus?
I collected an oddity, and that I deciphered the code.
Yeah.
You
I'm
also
good
got
with
the wallet too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the wallet.
I committed numerous crimes.
Yeah.
No, you're
You really did.
super innocent.
What'd you
You know,
Told
the sad
story.
part is I did
I
more damage
did,
than you did
but
this
I
time,
ran
though,
into
with the whole
danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did run into danger.
people caught
It's on
on
your
fire,
shoulder.
pedestrians got hit.
No,
probably,
it's a
probably
device.
sicker. Oh,
Sucks.
like
So,
sticking yourself
That
in.
is
No, it's
3 points for the questions.
Yeah.
And then 4 more for all the keys. So that's 7 points for the circle. Which I think gets you to a milestone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that milestone.
Cool these.
Oh,
Now,
yeah, turn yellow.
Nero, what is your scar going to cause you to swap?
So explain that to me again. And basically, I swap my control because that's the one I failed with,
Correct.
and I
And you swap it with anything else that you feel would technically you don't even have to be that like rigid.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be the
Yeah,
control.
basically
Swap it with
something that you're really good at that you swap with something that you're really bad at that might be more of a physical reference
Or
to kind of mimic the idea that because of your failure, you're compensating in some way.
Or you could just
Or
say
you
something
could-
you're bad at. and put it
or you
something-
could say something that you're good at, you take that away because you want to concentrate on the
On
control.
something that
Because you failed at it so miserably.
and because you're missing 2 fingers, you have a physical scar. And you can even create a trauma from that. Maybe you have a fear of guns now. And you no longer want to use them.
Psychic abilities
that's
now.
kinda- I was
Yeah.
leaning towards the not wanting to use guns.
Which might expose you more to the idea
So-
of developing your magic.
You're gonna be like my father. No cars, no guns.
Guns
no-
and walk to work.
And that would kind of take away your sleight of hand. So that would take away your hide.
If you recall correctly, I did become part of the Obscura through my father and my family. So he has history. He just doesn't talk about it.
That's fair. Yeah, he's in your
So
backstory.
I don't know about it necessarily taking away my sleight of hand because most magicians are ambidextrous. So I think I would still have the necessary
I
dexterity.
feel like how much better is control than your move?
They're the same, but I have a gilded die.
Keep getting a star.
So I'm thinking just move the gilded die
How
To
many more
move.
did you get?
Yeah.
to move or to,
well,
yeah.
And
took
I
one
would
for the
I would
first thing I
say
hit by
that
2, so I had to give
I would say you become
and then
no longer fascinated by
then
guns.
I got
You
the 2
become quite
body, but
fearful of
two,
them. And that move is your main focus now. Just get out when you can. So you can. I'll even let you move your AP
I must take care of
You
my
can take-
assistant.
you
or
have
she
any-
cannot
you have
take
one
care of me.
AP
Where's my key?
in
Not the
control,
13.
right?
To add it to move.
Yeah.
Make control like a no.
Like make it
With my
disadvantage.
rigged arm, I will
'Cause it
write
feels like it fits
Yeah.
with what just happened to you.
more. G.
Excellent.
That's what I love about this.
Thank you.
Cool.
You hit the one arm. That's just like
You have a fear of whether
I love this
handling
thing.
them or being shot at,
She loves you. She cares for you, but she also
Yeah.
cares about
Yeah.
herself a lot.
which might
Yeah.
cause you to dabble more in
At
magic.
this point, I'm just like taking blood off
Since
and
you-
writing it.
Kind of harness your first
More.
magical ability.
Yeah.
For pizza tonight.
Recognizes that you're
That's
a
good
great
pizza.
investor.
Rachel and I did.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I need to go through the list here because we got insanely rated tonight. The Lollygaggers, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate you a lot. Go check them out. Let's see, who else came in? The Disaster Tour came in.
Yeah.
I believe that the Table of Horrors came in. I want to say one other one jumped in. I
Yeah, there's
thought.
one other. We had 3
Yeah, there was
tonight.
one.
There was Table of Horrors.
The first one that
The Disaster Tour, the Lollygaggers.
To be the hooker this time.
She sounds so happy.
That's everybody I have in here. So
Now, who caused the most deaths today? I would have to say you.
Yeah, there was the people in the
And
truck.
innocent.
Pedestrian.
Innocent pedestrians.
It's only one.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for
the thing and don't
rating and follow us. That was a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
fun.
awesome.
If you haven't tried Candela Obscura yet, go to Darrington Press, download the Quick Start Guide. It is so much fun. Rumor has it, either September or October, the full game comes out. I'm personally trying to get my hands on a full copy of the edition. I think this group may have 1 or 2 sessions left before we revert back to D&D, but there is talk of making Obscura a potential Tuesday table and our Monday table being a D&D table, but we're going to talk about that some more. Other than that, be safe, be kind, and don't forget to play a game. Good night.
Toodles, everyone.